Welcome back to Sleepy English Academy. Today, we'll be learning English through audio listening. So, get comfortable and close your eyes.
In a cozy little village nestled between rolling hills, lived a baker named Beatrice. Unlike other bakers who craved the perfect croissant or the fluffiest loaf, Beatrice dreamt of creating a bread unlike any other. One day, a peculiar butterfly with shimmering wings landed on her windowsill. It fluttered its wings, leaving behind a trail of sparkling dust. Intrigued, Beatrice followed the dust to a hidden clearing bathed in moonlight. There, nestled amongst wildflowers, she found a single, glowing seed. The next morning, she planted the seed in her garden, tending to it with care. The seed sprouted into a magnificent plant with leaves that shimmered like the butterfly's wings. Beatrice used the leaves to bake a loaf unlike any she'd ever seen. When she sliced into it, the bread swirled with a rainbow of colors and gave off a sweet, enchanting aroma. As people took a bite, a warmth filled them, and they began sharing stories of kindness and forgotten dreams. News of the magical bread spread, and people came from far and wide to Beatrice's bakery. They left filled with not just delicious bread, but with renewed hope and a sense of wonder. Beatrice, the baker who dreamt of something different, had created a bread that nourished not just the body, but the soul. My dear listener, I am new to YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
In the whispering woods, where sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy, lived a tiny field mouse named Pip. Pip dreamt of adventure, of exploring the vast unknown beyond his burrow. But Pip had a crippling fear of heights. Even climbing the tallest blades of grass sent shivers down his spine. One day, a terrible storm raged through the woods, flooding his burrow. Pip was forced to climb a towering oak tree, his heart hammering in his chest, to escape the rising water. There, perched precariously on a branch, he saw a sight that filled him with dread, a monstrous hawk circling below. Just as Pip braced himself for the worst, a flash of blue feathers whooshed by. A tiny bluebird, barely bigger than Pip himself, chased the hawk away with surprising fierceness. The bluebird, named Celeste, introduced herself and offered Pip shelter in her cozy nest high in the branches. Pip hesitated, his fear urging him back to the safety of the ground. But seeing his burrow destroyed, he knew he had no choice. With Celeste's encouragement and a healthy dose of deep breaths, Pip climbed higher than he ever thought possible. Nestled in the warmth of the bluebird's nest, Pip watched the storm pass, a newfound courage blooming within him. He realized that facing his fear, even for a moment, opened up a world of possibilities. When the sun finally peeked through the clouds, Pip, with a newfound confidence, began exploring the whispering woods, no longer confined by his fear. In the heart of a forgotten greenhouse, nestled amongst dusty glass panes and cobwebbed corners, bloomed a peculiar flower named Ethal. Unlike the vibrant roses and proud lilies that once shared the space, Ethal was an anomaly. Her petals were a shimmering, pearlescent white, as if moonlight had solidified on her stem. The other remaining flowers, a wizened old tulip named Claude and a gossipy bunch of pansies called the Chatterbox Collective, all scoffed at her. A pale imitation, Claude would grumble, his once vibrant red faded to a dusty rose. No one wants a flower that glows in the dark. The chatterboxes chimed in, their tiny faces twisted in disapproval. Who's ever heard of a flower that doesn't bloom in the sun? You'll never attract a single bee. Ethal, however, paid them no mind. She thrived in the quiet solitude, her luminescence painting an ethereal glow on the dusty glass roof at night. She dreamt not of bees and butterflies, but of the stars she could glimpse through the cracks in the panes. The old gardener, a weary man named Bartholomew, had once nurtured a thriving greenhouse, but time and circumstance had forced him to neglect it. Yet, he visited Ethal every evening, his weathered face softening when bathed in her gentle light. One particularly stormy night, Bartholomew stumbled into the greenhouse, coughing and soaked to the bone. He collapsed beside Ethal, his breathing ragged. In a panic, Ethal wished with all her might to help. A soft, warm light pulsed around her, bathing Bartholomew in its glow. Miraculously, his labored breaths grew steadier, and a faint color returned to his pale cheeks. When dawn arrived, Bartholomew awoke, feeling stronger than he had in months. Ethel, he rasped, his eyes filled with wonder, you saved me. The news of Ethel's healing light spread like wildfire amongst the neglected plants. The once proud roses, their petals brittle and faded, perked up at the prospect of rejuvenation. Claude, humbled, apologized for his earlier taunts. Even the chatterboxes, their voices hushed with respect, asked Ethel if she could share her light. Night after night, Ethel bathed the greenhouse in her soft glow. The withered roses regained their color, the pansies bloomed anew, and even a shy little violet sprouted from a forgotten corner. The once forgotten greenhouse buzzed with renewed life. Bartholomew, inspired by Ethel's resilience, began to tend the greenhouse once more. He painstakingly repaired the broken glass, allowing the forgotten flowers to bask in the sun's warmth. Ethel, though no longer the sole source of light, continued to thrive. She learned that true beauty comes not just from within, but also from the connections we forge with others. In the dance between moonlight and sunlight, the forgotten greenhouse became a haven for resilience, where both the extraordinary and the ordinary found their place to bloom. In the sprawling desert kingdom of Zahora, where the sun beat down mercilessly and sand stretched as far as the eye could see, lived a young woman named Zara. Unlike the fierce warriors and cunning merchants of her land, Zara possessed a peculiar gift. She could speak with the desert winds. They whispered tales of hidden oases, treacherous sandstorms, and the plight of faraway villages. Zara, though not a fighter, felt a deep responsibility for her homeland. One scorching day, the winds carried a chilling message. A monstrous sand serpent, awakened from its slumber deep beneath the dunes, was terrorizing the northern villages. Its immense size swallowed entire settlements, and its fiery breath scorched the land. Fear gripped Zahora, but the winds urged her forward. They revealed a legend. The Eye of Ra, a mythical gem hidden within the Great Sand Sea, could subdue any creature of the desert. Armed with a weathered map whispered by the winds and a heart full of courage, Zara set out. The journey was perilous. The sun beat down like a hammer, and the shifting sands threatened to swallow her whole. Yet, the winds guided her, warning of treacherous sinkholes and leading her to hidden water sources. Zara faced sand nomads, wary of outsiders, but her genuine concern for their safety and the power of the winds whispering in her ear earned their trust and assistance. Finally, after weeks of struggle, Zara reached the heart of the Great Sand Sea, a swirling vortex of sand and wind. Here, the winds grew fierce, testing her resolve. But Zara stood firm, her determination a beacon against the storm. As the sand parted, revealing a hidden cave, an overwhelming heat blasted forth. Inside, Zara found the Eye of Ra, a blazing opal that pulsed with the desert's energy. The battle against the sand serpent was terrifying. It towered over Zara, its scales shimmering like molten gold. But with the Eye of Ra clutched in her hand, Zara spoke to the winds, channeling their power. The gem pulsed, and a blinding sandstorm erupted, buffeting the monstrous creature. Disoriented and weakened, the sand serpent retreated back beneath the dunes, the Eye of Ra calming the storm in its wake. News of Zara's bravery spread throughout Zahora. She wasn't a warrior, but a hero who understood the desert's whispers and its power. Zara became a bridge between the people and the unforgiving land, using her gift to ensure harmony and prosperity. The winds continued to be her companions, carrying tales of her courage and reminding everyone that even the most unexpected hero can rise from the sands.
In the Emerald Kingdom of Eldoria, nestled between rolling green hills and sparkling rivers, reigned King Matias. Unlike kings who craved power and riches, Matias cherished the well-being of his people. His crown wasn't a symbol of dominance, but a reminder of his responsibility. Matias wasn't born a typical king. He spent his youth exploring the kingdom, befriending farmers and cobblers, learning their struggles and dreams. When his father, the previous king, passed away, Matias ascended the throne not with fanfare, but with a quiet determination to serve. One harsh winter, a relentless frost gripped Eldoria. Crops withered, rivers froze, and a biting wind gnawed at the people's homes. Panic bloomed like frost on window panes. Instead of retreating to the warmth of his palace, Matias ventured out. He met with farmers, shared their meager rations, and devised a plan. He entered the royal granaries, distributing enough seeds for the next harvest. He organized hunting parties, ensuring everyone had access to meat. He even enlisted the help of skilled architects to design sturdier, warmer homes for his people. The winter was brutal, but under Matias's leadership, the people of Eldoria persevered. News of his actions reached distant lands. A neighboring kingdom, ruled by a greedy king, faced a similar famine. The king, instead of helping his people, hoarded his wealth. Desperate, his people sent a plea to Eldoria. Matias, ever the champion of the downtrodden, didn't hesitate. He opened Eldoria's borders, creating a safe haven for refugees. He even arranged free passage for his own farmers to travel to the stricken kingdom and teach them new, frost-resistant farming techniques. Matias's action sparked a change. The greedy king, witnessing the compassion of King Matias, was ashamed. He began to distribute his hoarded wealth and learned to empathize with his people. Eldoria, under Matias's reign, became a beacon of hope, not just for its own people, but for all who faced hardship. King Matias's story became a legend, whispered from hearth to hearth. He wasn't a king who conquered lands or amassed riches. He was a king who saw the humanity in his people and the interconnectedness of the world, a king whose greatest victory was the well-being of his subjects and the respect of his peers. He proved that true power lies not in a crown, but in a kind and just heart.
Arara, a tiny acorn nestled amongst 1,000 others on a mighty oak, dreamt of life beyond the familiar branches. The wind whispered tales of vast meadows bathed in sunlight, of rushing rivers singing their songs, and of creatures with wings that soared through boundless skies. Arara longed to experience it all. One blustery autumn day, a particularly fierce gust of wind dislodged Arara from her branch. Fear turned to exhilaration as she tumbled through the air, the world a blur of color. With a thump, she landed on soft, damp earth. Dazed, Arara realized she was alone, separated from the familiar comfort of the oak. Winter arrived, blanketing the world in white. Arara, buried beneath the snow, felt a deep loneliness. Yet, within the darkness, a warmth began to spread. It was the slow, steady hum of life, the earth stirring beneath the frost. Arara felt a new strength surge within her. As spring approached, a tiny green shoot emerged from the earth, reaching for the light. It was Arara, reborn as a sapling. The journey wasn't easy. Droughts threatened to parch her roots, and hungry creatures nibbled at her leaves. But Arara persevered, her roots digging deeper, her branches spreading wider. She learned from the wind, the rain, and the sun. She found companionship in the buzzing of bees and the chirping of birds. Years turned into decades. Arara grew into a magnificent oak, her branches offering shade to weary travelers, and her leaves whispering stories to the wind. Birds built nests amongst her boughs, and squirrels scurried up her trunk. Arara had become a part of a vibrant tapestry of life, a silent observer of countless stories unfolding beneath her canopy. One day, a young girl with curious eyes approached Arara. She sat beneath the oak's shade, her laughter echoing in the leaves. Arara remembered her own dream of a life beyond the branches. And now, she was the source of that dream for another. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Arara understood. Life wasn't just about soaring through the air or basking in sunlight. It was about the journey, the resilience, the connections formed, and the stories whispered on the wind. It was about being a part of something bigger, a quiet yet vital thread in the ever-unfolding tapestry of existence. Arara, the mighty oak, was a testament to the enduring beauty and strength of life itself.
In a bustling city park, tucked away in a forgotten corner, bloomed a little sunflower named Sunny. Unlike the vibrant tulips and the fragrant roses that lined the main paths, Sunny sprouted amidst a tangle of weeds and wildflowers. She dreamt not of attracting admiring glances from passers-by, but of reaching the sun, the source of her warmth and life. Every morning, Sunny would stretch her slender stem, pushing through the tangled mess of plants. The taller wildflowers, jealous of Sunny's ambition, would whisper taunts. "You'll never reach it, little one," they'd scoff. "The sun is for the grand flowers, not for the likes of you." But Sunny wouldn't be discouraged. Each day, she grew a little taller, her golden petals turning the color of sunshine itself. One day, a young girl named Maya, visiting the park with her grandmother, stumbled upon Sunny's hidden patch. Unlike most people who only glanced at the more prominent flowers, Maya saw the determined little sunflower pushing through the weeds. "Look, Grandma," Maya exclaimed, pointing at Sunny. "Isn't she beautiful? She's trying so hard to reach the sun." Her grandmother smiled. "She is, indeed," she said. "Just like you, Maya. We all have something we want to reach for, no matter how difficult it seems." Maya knelt beside Sunny, gently brushing away a stray weed that hindered her growth. From that day on, Maya visited Sunny regularly, sharing stories and dreams. Sunny, in turn, basked in the warmth of Maya's attention and grew even taller. One morning, Maya arrived at the park to find Sunny's bright yellow face finally gracing the top of the weed patch. Her golden petals, kissed by the morning sun, seemed to radiate a warm glow. Maya gasped, a smile spreading across her face. Sunny had done it. She had reached the sun. News of the determined sunflower spread through the park. People, inspired by Sunny's resilience, began to look beyond the showy roses and tulips. They noticed the delicate violets peeking from under bushes and the tenacious dandelions blooming through cracks in the pavement. The park, once a place of competition, became a celebration of diverse beauty and the power of perseverance. Sunny, the little sunflower who bloomed in a forgotten corner, became a symbol of hope and ambition. She reminded everyone that even the smallest flower could reach for the sun, and that true beauty lies not just in appearance, but in the strength and determination to chase your dreams.
Toby wasn't your typical 10-year-old. While other kids chased after soccer balls or traded Pokemon cards, Toby found joy in the quiet company of animals. He spent his afternoons volunteering at the local animal shelter, walking the nervous dogs and whispering reassurances to the scaredy cat kittens. He possessed a gentle touch and a calming presence that soothed even the most troubled creature. One rainy afternoon, a scruffy terrier mix named Patch arrived at the shelter. Patch had been found abandoned in a storm drain, shivering and terrified. The other volunteers were hesitant to approach the skittish dog, but Toby knew what to do. He sat patiently on the floor, his voice soft and soothing. Patch, initially wary, inched closer, sniffing Toby's hand tentatively. Toby offered a gentle scratch behind the ears, and a flicker of trust sparked in Patch's eyes. Toby visited Patch every day, patiently coaxing him out of his shell. He'd throw a tattered tennis ball in the playpen, patiently waiting for Patch to chase after it. He'd read aloud from a dog-eared book about adventures, watching as Patch's ears perked up at the sound of Toby's voice. Slowly but surely, Patch began to trust again. His tail wagged with a newfound enthusiasm, and his eyes shone with a playful glint. One day, a young family with 2 rambunctious kids visited the shelter. The children, bursting with energy, bounced around the kennels, overwhelmed by the barking and whimpering. But Toby noticed Patch perk up at the sight of them. He sat calmly at the front of his kennel, tail thumping softly against the floor. Toby saw the perfect match. He introduced Patch to the family, explaining his journey from a scared stray to the happy pup he witnessed. The children, initially hesitant, cautiously approached Patch under Toby's watchful eye. Soon, Patch was showering them with sloppy kisses, his tail a blur of excitement. The family, touched by Toby's dedication and Patch's gentle spirit, knew they had found their perfect companion. As Patch wagged his goodbye at the shelter door, Toby felt a warmth spread through him. It wasn't just about finding Patch a home. It was about seeing the joy that connection brought to both the dog and the family. Toby knew then that his passion for animals wasn't just a hobby. It was his way of making a difference, one scared whimper at a time. He was a good boy not because of trophies or awards, but because of the kindness that resonated in his heart and the hope he brought to the lives of creatures great and small.
Maya clutched her worn copy of Alice in Wonderland as she navigated the bustling hallways of Westbrook Middle School. Unlike the fantastical rabbit holes she loved to read about, Maya's world was very much grounded in reality, a world of lockers slamming, nervous laughter echoing, and the ever-present tick-tock of the classroom clock. Today was picture day, a day that usually filled Maya with dread. Last year's picture captured her awkward phase in all its glory, frizzy hair that defied gravity and braces that gleamed like railroad tracks. This year, Maya clung to a sliver of hope for a more flattering image. As she joined the line, a familiar voice chimed in. "Hey, Maya. Ready for your close-up?" It was Ethan, the resident class clown. Maya rolled her eyes with a smile. Ethan, despite his occasional goofiness, always managed to lighten the mood. Suddenly, a commotion erupted at the front of the line. A boy, new to the school, stood frozen, his eyes wide with anxiety. His oversized backpack hung awkwardly on his thin frame. Before anyone could react, a book tumbled out, landing at Maya's feet. She picked it up, a worn copy of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Maya felt a connection spark. She loved mysteries almost as much as she loved fantastical tales. "Hey," she said, approaching the new boy. "You dropped this. Do you like mysteries too?" The boy, Liam, stammered a shy hello, his cheeks turning a faint pink. He mumbled something about being nervous for picture day. Maya empathized. "Tell you what," she said, "let's make up a mystery together for while we wait. How about, who stole the photographer's cheese puffs?" Ethan, eavesdropping, burst into laughter. Liam, too, cracked a smile. And as the three of them concocted a hilarious cheese puff heist, Maya realized that maybe, just maybe, picture day wouldn't be so bad after all. In fact, it might just be the beginning of an unexpected friendship, one that started with a shared love for stories and a willingness to face their fears, one goofy picture at a time.
Luna wasn't your average moon. Unlike her celestial sisters, content to bathe planets in cool, silvery light, Luna craved adventure. She longed to explore the vast expanse of space, to peek beyond the familiar constellations and dance with shooting stars. One particularly restless night, as Earth slumbered peacefully below, Luna hatched a daring plan. With a mighty push, she broke free from Earth's gravitational pull, soaring into the inky blackness. The familiar stars twinkled like distant diamonds, and a thrill shot through Luna's core. Her journey was filled with wonder. She zipped past swirling nebulae, their colors a breathtaking kaleidoscope. She raced alongside playful comets, their tails a streak of fire across the cosmic canvas. Luna even befriended a grumpy old black hole, who regaled her with tales of swallowed stars and the mysteries of time. But as days turned into weeks, a pang of loneliness crept into Luna's heart. The vastness of space felt overwhelming, the silence deafening. She missed the gentle rocking of Earth's tide, the whispers of the sleeping world below. Finally, guided by a faint, familiar pull, Luna found herself drawn back to Earth. She re-entered the planet's orbit, a little wiser, a lot wearier, and filled with a newfound appreciation for her role. Settling back into her familiar position, Luna bathed Earth in a warm, silvery glow. As the sun rose, painting the sky with streaks of pink and orange, Luna knew her adventure wasn't over. She was, after all, a moon on a mission, forever seeking the perfect balance between duty and exploration, her light a constant reminder that even the smallest celestial body can dream of extraordinary journeys. In the rust-red canyons of Mars, under a sky bruised purple by two moons, lived Anya, a scavenger. Her days were spent sifting through the desolate remains of the first colonization attempt, a ghost town called New Shanghai. Anya wasn't looking for water or food, those were scarce commodities she carefully rationed. No, Anya hunted for stories. These stories weren't grand tales of heroism or despair, but snippets of life, a child's drawing on a cracked screen, a half-written love letter whispering of a lost Earth. Each fragment Anya collected became a thread in the tapestry of a past she'd never known. Earth, a lush blue marble, was a myth to her generation, a promised land their ancestors had failed to reach. One scavenging trip, Anya stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, a single, flickering hologram flickered to life. It depicted a bustling marketplace, filled with laughter and life. A woman with hair the color of sunshine smiled at Anya, beckoning her closer. Tears welled in Anya's eyes. This was Earth, this was real. The hologram flickered, revealing a message. Project Lazarus. Await our return. A spark ignited in Anya's heart. Maybe Earth wasn't lost. Maybe there was a way back. Anya shared her discovery with Kai, a tequi scavenger with eyes that held the glint of distant stars. Together, they deciphered fragments of data, piecing together the story of Project Lazarus, a last-ditch effort to send a sleeper ship back to Earth. Their quest led them through treacherous landscapes, deciphering cryptic messages and battling malfunctioning robots left behind by the colonists. Along the way, they encountered others, nomads who clung to faded memories of Earth, a ruthless warlord who hoarded technology, and a lonely scientist guarding a dark secret about the mission's failure. As they unraveled the truth, Anya and Kai discovered Project Lazarus wasn't a one-way trip. The colonists planned to return, not to a welcoming Earth, but to claim Mars as their own. The sleeper ship held the key to restarting the colonization effort, a key Anya now possessed. Anya faced a heart-wrenching choice. Use the ship to fulfill her yearning for Earth, or protect Mars, the only home she'd ever known, from those who saw it as a stepping stone. In the face of this impossible decision, Anya realized the stories she'd collected weren't just about the past. They were about the future, a future she had the power to write. Elena, a renowned violinist with fiery red hair and a spirit to match, found solace not in the grand concert halls, but in the quiet hum of her violin shop. There, surrounded by the scent of aged wood and polished varnish, she meticulously restored instruments, their melodies whispering forgotten stories in her ear. One rainy afternoon, a man with eyes the color of storm clouds and a hesitant demeanor walked in, clutching a battered violin case. This was Leo, a writer perpetually lost in the labyrinth of his own imagination. He confessed his violin, a family heirloom, was on the verge of silence. Elena, captivated by the way his eyes crinkled when he spoke of the instrument's history, readily agreed to take a look. As she examined the violin, her nimble fingers tracing the delicate curves, a strange energy crackled between them. It wasn't just the shared love for music, but an unspoken understanding, a melody only their souls could hear. Days turned into weeks as Elena meticulously restored the violin. Leo, a frequent visitor, watched her work, mesmerized by the way her passion flowed into her craft. He found himself pouring his heart out, not just about the violin, but about his struggles with writer's block, his fear of failure. Elena, in turn, shared her dreams of playing on the world stage, a dream she'd long suppressed due to stage fright. One evening, as the last rays of the setting sun cast long shadows across the shop, Leo, emboldened by a newfound courage, confessed his feelings. Elena, her heart thrumming like a well-tuned string, realized she felt the same. Their first kiss, tentative at first, blossomed into a crescendo of emotions, a harmonious duet of unspoken desires. Their love story wasn't a whirlwind romance. It unfolded like a slow, soulful piece. Leo, inspired by Elena's unwavering passion, found his words flowing again. Elena, with Leo's unwavering support, started practicing for an upcoming competition. They challenged each other, celebrated victories big and small, and in each other's arms, found a safe haven from the storms of life. The day of the competition arrived. Backstage, Elena's hands trembled. But then, she saw Leo, his smile a beacon of unwavering belief. As she took the stage, his eyes, filled with love and pride, were the only ones she saw. The violin, once silent, sang with a newfound voice, its melody echoing the love story playing out in their hearts. Elena didn't win the competition, but that night, under the soft glow of the stage lights, she won something far greater, a love that resonated deeper than any applause. Their journey continued, a beautiful composition of shared dreams and unwavering support. Leo's novels resonated with readers, their pages echoing the melody of their love. Elena, with Leo by her side, conquered her stage fright, her violin weaving tales of love and resilience. Their love story, a testament to the power of connection, proved that the most beautiful music isn't played on a stage, but in the quiet harmonies of two souls resonating as one.
Maisy wasn't your typical good girl. She wasn't a rule follower who always kept her nose clean. In fact, Maisy had a mischievous glint in her eyes and a wild mane of brown hair that seemed to defy gravity. But Maisy's goodness wasn't about perfection. It bloomed in the unexpected corners of her heart. Maisy lived in a bustling city, its towering buildings casting long shadows over her tiny apartment. Her world was a kaleidoscope of honking cabs and hurried faces. One rainy afternoon, huddled under a leaky awning, Maisy spotted a hunched figure huddled in a doorway. It was Mrs. Hernandez, the grumpy old lady from the floor below. Unlike other kids who avoided Mrs. Hernandez's sharp tongue, Maisy felt a pang of sympathy. Without a word, Maisy dashed home, returning with a steaming mug of hot chocolate and a thick woolen scarf her grandmother had knitted. Mrs. Hernandez's initial scowl melted into surprise, then a hesitant smile as Maisy wrapped the scarf around her neck. It was a small gesture, but it sparked a change. News of Maisy's kindness spread. Soon, she was leaving little notes of encouragement under grumpy Mr. Singh's door before his early morning deliveries. She'd help Ms. Lee, the shy flower shop owner, carry heavy buckets of water. Her acts, though unconventional, brought a warmth to their usually gray days. One day, a stray cat with a mangled leg appeared in the alley behind their building. The other kids recoiled, but Maisy, ever the protector, snuck the cat some food. She convinced her hesitant parents to let her keep it, naming it Patches. With countless trips to the vet, paid for with her saved-up allowance, and a whole lot of TLC, Patches went from a scrawny mess to a purring cuddle monster. Maisy's act of kindness didn't stop there. Patches became a therapy cat, visiting the local retirement home. The grumpy residents, touched by the gentle feline, found their frowns replaced with smiles. Maisy, once seen as a mischievous imp, became known as the neighborhood sunshine. Maisy's goodness wasn't about following rules or seeking praise. It stemmed from a genuine empathy that saw beyond gruff exteriors and found the hidden kindness within. Her story proved that being good wasn't about being perfect, but about the little acts of love and courage that painted the world a brighter shade, one unexpected kindness at a time.
Noah wasn't your typical boyfriend. Forget grand gestures and candlelit dinners. Noah's love story with Zara unfolded in the quiet comfort of their shared love for astronomy. They met at a stargazing party, Zara, a budding astrophysicist with a head full of constellations, and Noah, an amateur astronomer with a telescope named Galileo. Their first date wasn't a movie or a fancy restaurant. It was a rooftop scramble, blankets clutched against the cool night air, their eyes glued to the Milky Way sprawling above. Noah, with his infectious enthusiasm, pointed out constellations, weaving stories of celestial hunters and mythical beasts. Zara, captivated by his passion, found herself drawn not just to the stars, but to the man beside her. Their love story unfolded like a slow waltz through the cosmos. Weekends were spent huddled in libraries, deciphering complex astrophysical theories. Late nights found them on rooftops, their laughter echoing amidst the twinkling expanse. They weren't afraid of the occasional goof-up, like the time they got lost trying to find a specific comet, ending up sharing a picnic under a meteor shower, a memory etched brighter than any constellation. Noah's support went beyond stargazing. When Zara's research grant application got rejected, leaving her deflated, Noah was her rock. He spent days helping her rework the proposal, his unwavering belief in her a steady beacon. When Zara finally landed a coveted internship at a prestigious observatory, miles away, Noah didn't hold her back. He knew this was her dream, and his love bloomed brighter for her pursuing it. Distance, however, couldn't dim their connection. Late-night video calls under shared skies kept them connected. They'd point their telescopes at the same celestial objects, whispering sweet nothings across continents, their love story echoing in the vastness of space. One summer night, after Zara's internship ended, Noah surprised her. He stood on their usual rooftop, a nervous smile playing on his lips. Beside him, a banner stretched across the night sky, illuminated by tiny fairy lights, spelling out, "Come home, my astronaut." Tears welled in Zara's eyes. Noah wasn't just her boyfriend. He was her biggest supporter, her partner in cosmic exploration, the one who grounded her even as they dreamt of distant galaxies. Their love story wasn't a flashy firework display, but a constellation, a collection of quiet moments, unwavering support, and shared dreams that twinkled brighter than any star. It was a love story written in the language of the universe, a testament to the enduring power of love that reached for the stars, together.
In the bustling heart of Mumbai, nestled amidst the honking rickshaws and fragrant spice markets, lived Leela, a young woman with a peculiar talent. She could taste emotions. Not just basic emotions like happiness or sadness, but the intricate tapestry of human feelings woven into every bite. A single samosa could tell a tale of a hurried morning commute, while a plate of biryani whispered secrets of a family celebration. Leela's gift, however, wasn't always a blessing. Crowded street food stalls became overwhelming sensory assaults, and fancy restaurants felt like emotional minefields. Leela longed for a space where she could savor the taste of the food itself, not the stories it carried. One day, a flyer fluttered onto her doorstep, the blind chef's table, a culinary experience for the soul. Intrigued, Leela ventured into a quiet corner of the city. The restaurant was unlike any she'd seen. Blindfolded servers guided guests to their tables, and the menu was a mystery. The only instruction: trust your palate. A symphony of flavors unfolded with the first bite. A vibrant green soup danced on her tongue, a melody of sweet mangoes and earthy lentils whispering of a childhood memory. A flaky pastry, light as air, filled her with a sense of calm contentment. As she savored each course, Leela felt a connection not to a story, but to the raw emotions poured into the food itself, the chef's passion, the meticulous care taken with each ingredient. Later, she met the chef, a man named Ravi, his eyes crinkled with laughter. He explained that he'd lost his sight years ago, but it had heightened his other senses, allowing him to create food that spoke directly to the soul. Leela found a haven at Ravi's restaurant. It became her sanctuary, a place where she could truly taste the food, its textures and flavors a language all their own. Ravi, in turn, learned from Leela, his dishes evolving with her insights. Together, they created a unique culinary experience, a testament to the power of food to connect us, not just to emotions, but to the artistry and passion poured into its creation. Leela's gift, once a burden, became a bridge. In the quiet hum of Ravi's restaurant, she learned that food wasn't just about stories, but about the stories we create together, one delicious bite at a time.
Elara, a gnarled oak nestled on a windswept hill, had witnessed countless cycles of life. From the playful chirps of newborn sparrows to the mournful howls of wolves under a full moon, the forest thrummed with stories. Elara, through the whisper of leaves and the groan of her branches, had absorbed them all. One crisp autumn day, a young girl named Anya stumbled upon Elara's clearing. Lost and scared after a storm separated her from her family, Anya collapsed beneath the oak's shade, tears glistening on her cheeks. Elara, sensing the girl's despair, rustled her leaves in a comforting murmur. Anya looked up, startled. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Elara, though unable to speak, sent a wave of warmth through her roots, a silent reassurance. Anya, feeling a strange sense of calm, poured out her fear and confusion. Elara listened patiently, the wind carrying Anya's words through her branches. Over the next few days, Anya found solace beneath Elara's boughs. She confided her dreams of becoming a writer, sharing stories that echoed with the forest's life. Elara, in turn, shared her own stories of majestic stags locking antlers in battle, of playful otters frolicking in the stream, of the silent resilience of the forest through harsh winters. One morning, Anya awoke to the distant sound of her father's frantic calls. Relief flooded her, and with a tearful goodbye, she raced towards the familiar voice. Elara, though saddened by Anya's departure, felt a quiet pride. As the years passed, Elara continued to watch life unfold. She saw Anya grow into a young woman, her stories finding their way into books that touched hearts across the land. Elara's own story, woven into the fabric of Anya's words, reached a wider audience than she could have ever imagined. One day, a weary Anya returned to the clearing. Now a renowned author, her eyes held the weight of the world. Elara showered her with a cascade of golden leaves, a silent welcome. Anya, sitting under the familiar shade, shared her struggles with writer's block, the fear of her stories losing their magic. Elara, with a rustle of leaves, reminded Anya of the forest's constant cycle. The changing seasons, the death of old trees giving way to new life, it was all a story, a testament to the enduring power of creation. Inspired, Anya began to write again, her words imbued with the wisdom of the ancient oak. Elara, through her silent vigil, had not just witnessed life, but participated in it. She had nurtured a budding writer, her own story intertwined with Anya's, a testament to the interconnectedness of all living things. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the clearing, Elara knew her own story, like the stories of countless leaves and creatures, would continue to be whispered on the wind, a reminder of the beauty and resilience of life.
Prince Cassian wasn't your typical prince. Unlike his priggish older brother, heir to the throne, Cassian preferred tinkering with gadgets in the castle workshops to attending stuffy royal balls. His true passion lay in forgotten scrolls filled with fantastical creatures and whispered legends. One rainy afternoon, while scouring the royal library, Cassian stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, an old, leather-bound book lay nestled on a dusty pedestal. Its inscription, glowing faintly, spoke of a hidden realm Ethal, a world where magic pulsed through every vein of the land. Intrigued, Cassian cracked open the book, releasing a burst of blinding light. When he regained his vision, he found himself no longer in the familiar library, but standing amidst a towering forest bathed in an ethereal glow. A shimmering butterfly with wings the color of moonlight landed on his finger, its gentle touch a spark that ignited the magic dormant within Cassian. He soon learned Ethal was on the brink of destruction. A tyrannical sorceress, Morwen, had corrupted the land's magic, twisting it into a force of decay. The once vibrant Flora wilted, and the once playful creatures grew hostile. The book had chosen Cassian, a descendant of the forgotten Ethian bloodline, to restore balance. Guided by a mischievous pixie named Flicker, Cassian embarked on a perilous journey. He faced monstrous creatures born from Morwen's darkness, outsmarted cunning imps guarding ancient ruins, and deciphered cryptic riddles left by the land's protectors. Along the way, he met Elara, a fierce Ethian warrior princess with fiery red hair and a distrustful glint in her eyes. Initially wary of their outsider prince, Elara reluctantly agreed to help him. Together, they trained in the forgotten arts of Ethian magic, their initial clashes giving way to a grudging respect, then a tentative friendship. Cassian, despite his royal upbringing, proved to be quick-witted and resourceful, his knowledge of forgotten lore proving invaluable. Elara, in turn, taught him the true meaning of courage and the importance of protecting one's home. Their final confrontation with Morwen was a clash of wills. Morwen, fueled by her thirst for power, unleashed a torrent of dark magic. But Cassian, channeling the land's ancient magic and drawing strength from his bond with Elara, countered the onslaught. In a final, desperate act, Cassian sacrificed his own magical connection with Ethal to banish Morwen and cleanse the land. The darkness receded. Ethal bloomed anew, its vibrant life force returning. Cassian, weakened but alive, stood beside Elara, their hands clasped. He knew he could no longer stay in Ethal, his magic spent. With a heavy heart, he returned to his own world, leaving behind Elara and the land he'd grown to love. Back in the castle, Cassian was a changed prince. He used his newfound knowledge to advocate for environmental protection and responsible use of magic in the human realm. Though he missed Ethal and Elara fiercely, he knew his role lay in protecting his own world. One day, a familiar butterfly with moonlight wings landed on his windowsill. A note, penned in Elara's bold handwriting, fluttered to the ground. It spoke of a hidden portal, a doorway that could be opened by a heart full of love and a prince worthy of magic. Cassian smiled, a spark of hope igniting in his eyes. His journey, it seemed, wasn't over after all.
Maya clutched the worn leather suitcase, its worn surface whispering tales of countless journeys. Her reflection in the train window blurred with a mix of excitement and apprehension. She was leaving for college, 1,000 miles away from the only home she'd ever known, and the woman who made it a home, her mom. Maya's mom, Evelyn, wasn't the kind who smothered with affection or doted on achievements. She was a single parent, a force of nature who juggled 2 jobs to put food on the table and a roof over Maya's head. Their evenings were spent hunched over the kitchen table, Evelyn correcting Maya's essays with a stern yet gentle hand, her tired eyes holding a flicker of pride. Maya never quite understood the depth of her mom's sacrifices until now, standing at the precipice of independence. College life was a whirlwind of new experiences. Maya thrived in the academic environment, her thirst for knowledge fueled by the foundation her mom had laid. But amidst the new friendships and late-night study sessions, a constant ache settled in Maya's heart, a longing for her mom's gruff but reassuring presence. One particularly stressful evening, overwhelmed by an upcoming presentation, Maya called home. The familiar rasp in her mom's voice, a touch softer than usual, washed over Maya like a soothing balm. They spoke for hours, not just about the presentation, but about life, dreams, and the anxieties that swirled in Maya's head. As she hung up, a calmness settled over her, her mom's unwavering belief a lighthouse guiding her through the storm. Over the next few years, the miles remained, but their bond grew stronger. Maya learned to appreciate the quiet strength her mom possessed, the unwavering support that came not in grand gestures, but in late-night care packages filled with homemade cookies and handwritten notes reminding her to dream big, work hard. During her senior year, Maya received a call in the middle of the night. Her mom was in the hospital. Rushing back home, Maya found her mom pale and weak, but her eyes still held that familiar spark. In those quiet hospital days, roles reversed. Maya held her mom's hand, reading aloud from her favorite novels. The roles of caregiver and student momentarily switched. Back at college, graduation day arrived. As Maya's name was called, she scanned the crowd for a familiar face. There, in a corner seat, sat her mom, a weary smile etched on her face, a single red rose clutched in her hand. In that moment, Maya understood the depth of her mom's love, a love woven from sacrifice, support, and a quiet pride that resonated deeper than any celebratory roar. As they embraced, a single tear rolled down Maya's cheek. It wasn't just a tear of joy for her accomplishment, but a tear of gratitude for the woman who made it all possible. Maya's journey had just begun, but she knew, with her mom cheering her on from the sidelines, no dream was too big, no path too daunting. Barnaby wasn't your average car. He wasn't a sleek, showroom model gleaming under fluorescent lights. No, Barnaby was a 1967 Mustang, his cherry red paint dulled by years of sun and rain, his chrome bumpers nicked and dented, each imperfection a story etched on his metal skin. Barnaby belonged to Amelia, a quirky artist with a paintbrush permanently tucked behind her ear. She found him rusting away in a junkyard, a forgotten dream amidst twisted metal and shattered glass. But Amelia saw potential where others saw scrap. She coaxed him back to life, tinkering with his engine under the shade of a giant oak tree, her laughter echoing in the quiet junkyard. Barnaby, once silent, rumbled back to life. He wasn't the fastest car on the road, but he had a soul. Amelia christened him Barnaby, a name that felt as mismatched and quirky as the car himself. Together, they became an inseparable pair. Amelia, with her wild mane of hair whipping in the wind, and Barnaby, his engine purring a happy song, crisscrossed the country. They chased sunsets on dusty highways, the sky ablaze with vibrant colors mirrored in Amelia's watercolors. Barnaby navigated winding mountain roads, carrying Amelia to secluded cabins nestled amidst towering pines, where she found inspiration in the whispering pines and babbling brooks. He wasn't just a car, he was Amelia's muse, his rhythmic rumble a constant companion to her creative flow. One rainy night, stranded on a deserted highway, Amelia poured her frustration onto a canvas, the storm mirroring the turmoil in her heart. She envisioned a new painting, a masterpiece unlike anything she'd created before. But she lacked the final touch, the spark to ignite her creation. As dawn broke, casting a gentle light over the soaked landscape, Barnaby sputtered back to life. In that moment, inspiration struck Amelia. She saw the beauty in the resilience, the rebirth after the storm. Back in her studio, with Barnaby parked outside, a silent witness, Amelia captured the essence of that rainy night on canvas. The painting, titled Barnaby's Sunrise, became Amelia's most celebrated work. It wasn't just a landscape, it was a testament to their bond, a reminder that beauty could be found even in the most unexpected places, in the rumble of an old engine and the unwavering companionship of a car named Barnaby. Years rolled by, Amelia's hair turning silver, Barnaby's paint acquiring a new layer of stories. But their adventures never truly ended. They continued to explore, their journey a testament to the enduring power of dreams, the unwavering loyalty of a friend, and the magic that bloomed when an artist and her car became one.
In the umbra of a forgotten city, nestled amidst rusting skyscrapers and overgrown plazas, lived Anya, a scavenger with eyes the color of twilight and a nose for trouble. The canopy, a sprawling network of vegetation blanketing the ruined metropolis, provided a meager existence for those like Anya, who braved its tangled depths for scraps of the past. One scorching summer day, Anya stumbled upon a peculiar artifact, a tarnished silver compass etched with constellations alien to the night sky above. A strange hum emanated from its core, a song that resonated with a deep, forgotten yearning within her. Driven by an unseen force, Anya embarked on a perilous journey, following the compass's cryptic guidance deeper into the uncharted territories of the canopy. Along the way, she encountered a ragtag group of survivors: Kai, a stoic ex-engineer with a cybernetic arm and a troubled past; Milo, a wisecracking botanist with a knack for coaxing life from the barren earth; and Esme, a mute girl with an uncanny connection to the canopy's whispers. Together, they deciphered cryptic messages hidden within the compass, messages that spoke of a hidden vault beneath the city, a vault containing the key to reviving the dead world. Their path was fraught with danger. They faced mutated creatures twisted by the long-forgotten catastrophe, navigated treacherous landscapes choked by vegetation, and clashed with ruthless scavengers who coveted the compass's power for their own nefarious ends. Through these trials, an unlikely bond formed between them, a camaraderie forged in shared peril and a flicker of hope for a brighter future. As they delved deeper, they unearthed fragments of the city's lost history, holographic projections of bustling streets, haunting echoes of laughter, and chilling recordings of the fateful day the world succumbed to an unknown calamity. These glimpses into the past fueled their determination to unlock the vault's secrets and find a way to heal the ravaged world. Finally, they reached the vault's entrance, a colossal metallic door sealed by an intricate lock. The compass, pulsating with renewed energy, revealed the combination, a symphony of numbers and symbols that unlocked the ancient barrier. Inside, they found not riches or weaponry, but a vast chamber filled with shimmering pods containing dormant seeds, blueprints for forgotten technologies, and a holographic message from the city's last sentient AI, offering them a choice: rebuild or start anew. The decision before them was monumental. Anya, haunted by the ghosts of the past, yearned for restoration. Kai, burdened by his past mistakes, advocated for a fresh start. But it was Esme, with a single, poignant gesture, who showed them the path forward. She planted a seed from the vault in the cracked earth, a testament to both remembrance and hope. The story ends not with a bang, but with a seed taking root, a symbol of a future built upon the lessons of the past. Anya, Kai, Milo, and Esme, forever bound by their shared journey, became the stewards of this new beginning, planting the seeds not just of a new world, but of a new way of living, one that honored the past but embraced the possibilities of the unknown.
In a hidden corner of a bustling city park, nestled amongst a sea of vibrant tulips and proud sunflowers, bloomed a peculiar little pansy. Unlike its brethren adorned in bold purples and fiery oranges, this pansy possessed an exquisite blend of shimmering silver and the softest, ethereal blue. It was Flora, and she felt decidedly out of place. The other flowers mocked her. "Drab Flora," they'd sneer, "who wants a flower that looks like the twilight sky?" Flora longed for their vibrant hues, the way they attracted the attention of buzzing bees and fluttering butterflies. She dreamt of being a sunflower, tall and proud, basking in the sun's warm embrace. One day, a storm raged through the park. Rain lashed down, wind tore at petals, and the once vibrant flowers bowed their heads in fear. Flora, however, felt a curious calmness. The rain, a silvery sheen like her own petals, whispered secrets to her. As the storm subsided, a small, drenched butterfly fluttered by. Its wings, a tattered mosaic of color, were damp and useless. The other flowers recoiled, unwilling to offer any shelter. But Flora, emboldened by the storm's whispers, tilted her head, offering a haven beneath her wide petals. The butterfly, hesitant yet grateful, crawled in, seeking refuge. Flora, unbothered by the water clinging to her, shared her warmth and whispered words of comfort. When the sun finally peeked through the clouds, the butterfly emerged, its wings miraculously dry and shimmering with newfound brilliance. News of Flora's kindness spread. Bees, weary from the storm, found respite in her broad embrace. A lost ladybug, its crimson shell dull, found solace on her soft petals. Slowly, the park's inhabitants began to see Flora differently. They marveled at the way her silvery sheen held the dewdrops like tiny captured stars, and how her gentle blue calmed their anxieties. Flora, no longer yearning for vibrant colors, reveled in her own unique beauty. She learned that true beauty lay not just in outward appearance, but in the kindness and comfort one offered. The park, once a sea of competing colors, became a symphony of acceptance, where every flower, from the boldest sunflower to the most delicate pansy, was cherished for its unique role in creating a haven for all.
The day dawned with the promise of mischief. 10-year-old Maya, a firecracker of a girl with pigtails the color of spun sunshine, bounced on the balls of her feet, her eyes sparkling with a secret plan. Today was the annual Blockapalooza, a neighborhood-wide competition where creativity and chaos reigned supreme. This year, Maya had a wild idea, a giant, rolling contraption she'd christened the Wheelie Wonder. It was a magnificent mess of cardboard boxes, salvaged wood planks, and an old, wobbly wheelbarrow her dad had unearthed from the garage. Her best friend, Alex, a walking encyclopedia of facts with a perpetually lopsided grin, assisted her, his brow furrowed in concentration one moment, then erupting in laughter the next as a box stubbornly refused to cooperate. The afternoon sun beat down as teams gathered in the park, each with their entry. There were towering cardboard castles, wobbly soapbox races, and a truly horrifying, yet strangely impressive, papier-mâché dragon. Maya and Alex stood proudly beside their Wheelie Wonder, a mismatched contraption that somehow held a certain charm. The first competition was the Great Cardboard Castle Collapse, a chaotic free-for-all where teams pelted each other's creations with giant, water-soaked sponges. Maya and Alex, despite their ragtag contraption, proved surprisingly adept at dodging, their well-placed sponges sending shivers through a particularly imposing castle made entirely of refrigerator boxes. Next came the Soapbox Stampede, where teams raced their creations down a gentle slope. The Wheelie Wonder, with Maya at the helm and Alex as ballast, or perhaps more accurately, emergency brake, careened down the slope, bits and bobs flying, laughter echoing in their wake. Though they didn't win the race, the prize went to a sleek, streamlined creation built by a trio of high schoolers. They definitely won the award for most spectacular crash, ending their descent in a pile of giggling limbs and slightly singed cardboard. The final event was the Anything Goes Parade, where teams showcased their creations and their, often questionable, talents. Maya and Alex, decked out in mismatched superhero costumes, Maya, a fierce Wonder Woman with a cardboard tiara, and Alex, a slightly bewildered Captain Underpants, navigated the Wheelie Wonder through the cheering crowd. They sang off-key renditions of silly songs, sprayed the audience with glitter, much to the chagrin of a few parents, and even managed to convince Mr. Hernandez, the grumpy old man down the street, to join them for a wobbly dance. By the end of the day, the Wheelie Wonder was a crumpled mess, covered in paint, glitter, and the sweet stickiness of melted popsicles. Maya and Alex, however, were exhausted, exhilarated, and covered in the badges of a day well spent, a rainbow assortment of participation ribbons for each silly competition. The Blockapalooza trophy, a giant, gilded paintbrush, went to a team that built a life-sized replica of the Eiffel Tower out of toothpicks, but for Maya and Alex, the real prize was the memory of shared laughter, chaotic fun, and the knowledge that sometimes, the best creations are the ones that barely hold together, are held together by duct tape and friendship, and leave a trail of smiles in their wake.
In the heart of Bangladesh, where the mighty Padma River snaked through emerald rice fields, lived a young boy named Rohan. Rohan wasn't your average village boy. Sure, he helped his family tend their land and chased mischievous monkeys through the mango trees, but Rohan dreamt of a world beyond the horizon, a world he glimpsed on the dog-eared maps his father brought back from the bustling city markets. One scorching summer afternoon, while delivering mangoes to a local textile mill, Rohan stumbled upon a hidden room. Inside, overflowing with forgotten treasures, lay a dusty gramophone and a collection of crackling vinyl records. Intrigued, Rohan took a record, its label faded but depicting a man playing a stringed instrument unlike any he'd seen. The shopkeeper, a kindly old man named Karim, chuckled at Rohan's curiosity. "That, my boy, Karim said, his voice raspy with age, is a sitar, and that music, that's the magic of Bengal. Karim, a former musician himself, spent the next few weeks weaving tales of legendary sitar players and the rich musical heritage of Bangladesh. He taught Rohan the basics, his calloused fingers coaxing hesitant melodies from the borrowed instrument. Rohan, a quick learner, poured his heart into the music. The sitar's melodies resonated with the rhythm of the river, the whisper of the wind through the rice paddies, the vibrant chaos of the village markets. News of Rohan's talent spread like wildfire. Soon, he was invited to perform at weddings and village festivals. His music, a blend of traditional Bengali ragas and his own youthful spirit, captivated audiences. He played of the beauty of the Sundarbans, the resilience of the people after monsoons, the quiet strength of his mother weaving intricate Jamdani saris. One day, a renowned musician from Dhaka, visiting Rohan's village, heard him play. Impressed by his raw talent and passion, the musician offered Rohan a chance to hone his skills in the city. It was a difficult decision, leaving his family and the familiar comfort of his village. But with his sitar strapped to his back and Karim's blessing ringing in his ears, Rohan set off for the bustling city, his heart brimming with hope and his music echoing the soul of Bangladesh. Years passed, and Rohan became a celebrated musician. He toured the world, his sitar weaving tales of his homeland for audiences far and wide. Yet, a part of him always yearned for the village, for the scent of freshly cut grass after the monsoon rains, for the warmth of his family's embrace. One day, Rohan returned to his village, a renowned artist. He held a grand concert under the starlit sky, the sitar's melodies painting the night air with stories of his journey. As the last note faded, the young girl from the audience, her eyes wide with wonder, approached him, a borrowed sitar clutched in her small hands. In her eager gaze, Rohan saw a reflection of his own younger self, and a smile touched his lips. The music of Bangladesh, he knew, would continue to flow, carried by the river, whispered by the wind, and played by the dreams of future generations.
Bertram Butternut, a mild-mannered Brussels sprout, had always prided himself on his pleasant disposition. Unlike his hot-headed cousin, the chili pepper, or his eternally sour sister, the cranberry, Bertram embraced a life of gentle neutrality. That all changed on the fateful day he was served alongside Penelope pepperoni. Penelope, a fiery slice of aged pepperoni, arrived on the plate radiating an aura of aggression. She crackled with a barely contained heat, her edges curled in a permanent smirk. From the moment she landed next to Bertram, she made it known she wasn't happy. Ugh, Penelope huffed, her voice a sizzling whisper. Next to a sprout? This is an outrage. Bertram, ever the pacifist, simply smiled. It's lovely to meet you, Penelope. Penelope scoffed. Lovely? Don't be ridiculous. You're just a bland ball of cabbage leaves. The other dinner guests, a timid slice of provolone cheese and a reserved black olive, watched in awkward silence. The tension simmered like the tomato sauce beneath them. I may be a sprout, Bertram countered, surprising himself with a newfound boldness. But I offer a subtle, nutty flavor that complements the other ingredients. Penelope scoffed again. Subtle? Who wants subtle? I bring the real punch, the heat that makes this whole pizza sing. Their argument escalated, Penelope's pronouncements punctuated by sizzling pops, while Bertram, emboldened by a strange spicy energy emanating from his neighbor, countered with surprisingly witty remarks about the fleeting nature of fiery delights compared to the enduring appeal of a well-rounded flavor profile. The argument reached a peak when a fork hovered over them. The diner, a young boy named Billy, looked torn. Bertram braced himself, ready for the inevitable bite. But then, something unexpected happened. Billy, with a mischievous grin, scooped them both up in one bite. Penelope shrieked, her sizzling amplified to a fiery roar. Bertram braced himself for the heat, but it never came. Instead, he experienced a revelation. The fiery spice of Penelope, combined with his own earthy nuttiness, created an explosion of complex flavor. It was a delightful dance on the tongue, a perfect harmony of fiery passion and grounded calm. From that day forward, Bertram and Penelope became an inseparable duo. They learned that true flavor comes not from dominance, but from a delicate balance of opposing forces. And so, the testy food became the tastiest, a testament to the power of finding harmony in the most unexpected places.
Marisol wasn't your average accountant. Sure, she could crunch numbers with the best of them, but her real passion lay in crafting adventures. Each weekend was a meticulously planned escapade, a whirlwind of laughter and adrenaline that left her colleagues wide-eyed and slightly envious. This weekend's adventure involved hot air balloons. Marisol, decked out in a brightly colored hat and goggles that made her look like a steampunk explorer, bounced with excitement as the massive balloon inflated, its striped fabric billowing in the morning breeze. Her co-pilot for the day was Liam, a friend she'd met at a salsa dancing class, another of her many adventures. Liam, perpetually chill with a mop of unruly brown hair, matched her enthusiasm with a goofy grin. As the balloon lifted off, the world transformed. Houses shrunk to dollhouses, streets became winding ribbons, and the city morphed into a sprawling tapestry of green parks and concrete canyons. Marisol, a self-proclaimed queen of the skies, shouted with glee, the wind whipping her hair into a frenzy. Liam, ever the pragmatist, kept a watchful eye on the instruments, his occasional nervous glances at the burner counterbalanced by Marisol's infectious joy. Their journey took them over a bustling farmer's market, the vibrant colors of fresh produce and the cacophony of vendors' calls reaching them in a delightful jumble. They drifted past a group of kayakers on a winding river, exchanging playful waves and shouts. Below, a dog park erupted in a flurry of barking as the balloon cast a giant, whimsical shadow over the frolicking canines. The highlight, however, was an unplanned encounter. As they drifted towards a secluded meadow, they spotted a group of children holding a makeshift kite-flying competition. Marisol, ever the instigator, dipped the balloon low, offering them a ride on their aerial chariot. The squeals of delight that filled the air were pure music to her ears. They spent a blissful hour soaring above the meadow, the children clinging to the basket, their faces alight with wonder. By the time the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, it was time to descend. The landing was surprisingly smooth, thanks to Liam's steady hand on the burner. Back on solid ground, surrounded by giggling children and a grateful group of parents, Marisol felt a surge of pure, unadulterated joy. As they packed up the balloon, the golden light of the setting sun warming their faces, Marisol knew this was just another chapter in her ever-unfolding adventure book. The life of an accountant may have been stable, but Marisol's weekends were a testament to the fact that true fun lies in grabbing life by the horns, or the hot air balloon tether, in this case, and creating memories that would make her colleagues green with envy for years to come.
Luna, a young moon perched on the very edge of the Milky Way, dreamt of more than just reflecting starlight. Unlike her siblings, the grand and stoic moons of Jupiter and Saturn, Luna craved adventure. She longed to explore the vast expanse of space, to witness the birth and death of stars, to dance with comets in the cosmic ballet. One particularly restless night, as Luna bathed the sleeping Earth in her silvery glow, a shooting star blazed across the sky. It wasn't the usual quick streak of light, but a slow, deliberate descent, leaving a trail of shimmering dust. Curiosity piqued. Luna stretched a celestial tendril, a wisp of moonlight, towards the fallen star. The star, upon contact, didn't disintegrate as Luna expected. Instead, it pulsed with a soft, emerald light, revealing a tiny winged creature nestled within. The creature, no bigger than Luna's crater Copernicus, shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence. "Greetings, little moon," the creature chirped in a voice like tinkling bells. "I am Lumi, a stardust sprite, lost on my way to the Andromeda Galaxy." Luna, surprised but ever hospitable, offered Lumi shelter in a secluded crater. Lumi, in turn, regaled her with tales of faraway galaxies, of swirling nebulae and planets made of diamond. Luna listened, her celestial heart pounding with a newfound yearning. "Why don't I take you home?" Luna blurted out, surprising even herself. Lumi's emerald light pulsed with excitement. "But little moon, you can't leave your Earth." Luna, emboldened by a surge of courage, confessed her desire for adventure. Lumi, touched by Luna's spirit, hatched a daring plan. Using the last of her stardust, Lumi crafted a miniature spaceship, a fragile bubble of light powered by Luna's own luminescence. With a mixture of fear and exhilaration, Luna climbed into the Stardust ship. Lumi, perched on her shoulder, steered them through the celestial currents. They weaved between sleeping asteroids, dodged playful comets, and marveled at the breathtaking dance of nebulae. Luna, for the first time, saw the universe not as a reflection, but as a vibrant tapestry woven with celestial wonders. Their journey was fraught with danger. A rogue meteor shower forced them to take shelter in the rings of a gas giant, the swirling colors a breathtaking spectacle. A mischievous black hole nearly stole their light, its immense gravity a terrifying pull. But through it all, Luna's courage and Lumi's guidance kept them safe. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the swirling arms of the Andromeda Galaxy. Lumi, her light restored, pointed out a cluster of shimmering stars, her home. With a bittersweet farewell, Luna watched Lumi zoom towards the Stardust Haven. Alone again but forever changed, Luna turned towards home. The earth, bathed in the soft glow of dawn, looked even more precious. Luna, the once restless moon, returned with a newfound appreciation for her role, a guardian of dreams and a silent witness to the wonders of the universe, a universe she had tasted just a sliver of, thanks to a lost Stardust Sprite and a daring adventure.
In the coral kingdom of Aquaria, nestled amongst swaying sea anemones and vibrant brain coral, lived Finn, a young firefish unlike any other. Unlike his brethren, famed for their fiery red fins and venomous stings, Finn was a muted silver, his bioluminescent glow a soft, calming blue. He was a dreamer, his gaze often fixed on the shimmering surface above, where sunlight danced on the waves. The elders scoffed. A firefish who doesn't sting? A dreamer who looks up instead of out? What good are you, Finn? Their words stung more than any venom Finn could muster. One day, a monstrous shadow fell upon Aquaria. A monstrous net, cast by greedy fishermen, descended, threatening to scoop up all the fish in its path. Panic erupted. Schools of fish darted in frantic circles, bumping into coral and churning the water into a cloudy chaos. But Finn, ever the observer, noticed something. The net, though vast, had a small tear at its edge. It was a chance, a sliver of hope. But how could he, a fish who couldn't sting, possibly warn the others? Taking a deep breath, Finn swam to the highest point of the coral reef, his blue glow pulsing with newfound determination. He began to weave a story, a tale of light and shadow, of a monster that devoured all it touched. Using bioluminescent flashes, he painted images of the net on the water's surface, a silent, luminous warning. At first, the other fish ignored him. But as Finn's story unfolded, the frantic movements subsided. The flashes of light, mesmerizing and urgent, captured their attention. Slowly, they began to understand. With a silent ripple of understanding, the fish of Aquaria acted in unison. The clownfish, famed for their agility, darted through the coral, leading the shoals away from the net. The pufferfish, notorious for inflating themselves, puffed up in unison, creating a current that pushed the net away from the reef. The net, frustrated and empty, was eventually pulled back up. Aquaria, battered but safe, erupted in a silent cheer. Finn, his silver scales shimmering with pride, was no longer the ostracized dreamer. He was Finn the lightbringer, the fish who saved their home with a story and a spark of courage. From that day forward, Finn's bioluminescence wasn't just a source of gentle light, but a beacon of hope. He became a bridge between the world above and the one below, a testament to the fact that even the most unlikely fish, with a little ingenuity and a big dream, could become a hero.
In the sprawling, vertical city of Etheria, where clouds brushed against balcony railings and stars twinkled just beyond reach, lived Anya, a tinker with a talent for unearthing forgotten technology. Nestled in her cluttered workshop, gears whirred and wires snaked across the floor like mechanical vines. Anya, with her grease-stained overalls and a mop of fiery red hair, thrived in this chaos. One scavenged morning, Anya stumbled upon a peculiar device, a tarnished silver locket that pulsed with an ethereal glow. Intrigued, she spent weeks deciphering its cryptic mechanisms. Finally, with a click and a hiss, the locket opened, revealing a holographic map flickering to life. It depicted a sprawling forest, unlike the sterile parks of Etheria, and a single point of light pulsed near its heart. Anya, fueled by an insatiable curiosity, knew she had to see this place. But venturing outside the city was unheard of. Etheria, shrouded in an omnipresent fog, relied on automated drones for resource collection, deeming the outside world too dangerous. Yet, the map's allure was undeniable. Anya confided in Kai, her best friend, a streetwise smuggler with a knack for finding anything. Together, they hatched a daring plan. Kai would secure a deactivated drone, and Anya would modify it to navigate the uncharted territory. Their preparations were shrouded in secrecy, whispers exchanged in smoky taverns and stolen glances in bustling marketplaces. The night of their escape arrived, thick with tension. Anya, disguised as a drone maintenance worker, managed to slip aboard a massive cargo carrier leaving the city. Kai, piloting the rigged drone, followed close behind. As they breached the fog barrier, a gasp escaped Anya's lips. Lush greenery stretched as far as the eye could see, vibrant and teeming with life. Their landing was bumpy, the forest floor a stark contrast to Etheria's metal walkways. Anya, her heart pounding with excitement, traced the map's coordinates. It led them deep into the woods, past towering trees draped with bioluminescent vines and strange, chittering creatures that darted through the undergrowth. Finally, they reached a clearing bathed in an otherworldly light. In the center stood a colossal, ancient structure, its purpose a mystery. As they approached, the locket in Anya's hand hummed in response. A hidden panel on the structure slid open, revealing a chamber filled with glowing orbs. Suddenly, the forest around them crackled with energy, and a holographic figure materialized. It spoke in a language that resonated deep within Anya, a language she somehow understood. It spoke of a forgotten civilization, the creators of Etheria's technology, and a looming threat that the locket held the key to defeating. Anya and Kai, thrust into the center of an ancient prophecy, had stumbled upon a secret that could change the fate of both worlds. Now, they must decipher the cryptic messages of the past, navigate the dangers of the forest, and find a way back to Etheria to warn their people. Their journey, filled with wonder, peril, and the forging of an unlikely friendship, had just begun.
Elara, a tiny seed nestled amongst countless others, dreamt of a life beyond the darkness of the soil. She felt the pull of the unknown, a yearning for sunlight and wind. One day, a gentle crack split the earth above her, and a sliver of light pierced through. With a surge of determination, Elara pushed, her green tendril reaching desperately for the opening. She emerged into a dazzling world. Sunlight, warm and golden, bathed her in a glow unlike anything she'd ever known. The wind, a playful whisper against her fragile stem, carried the sweet scent of blooming flowers. Elara, now a sprout, unfurled her first pair of leaves, drinking in the vibrant scene. Life, however, was not all sunshine and gentle breezes. As Elara grew, she faced challenges. A relentless downpour threatened to uproot her, and scorching summer sun threatened to dry her out. But with each obstacle, Elara adapted. Her roots dug deeper, anchoring her against the wind, and her leaves learned to tilt, catching the morning dew to quench her thirst. Elara wasn't alone. Around her, a diverse community thrived. Busy bees buzzed, collecting pollen from her delicate flowers. A family of ladybugs made their home amongst her leaves, their colorful bodies a welcome splash. Even the earthworms, unseen beneath the surface, played a vital role, enriching the soil that nourished her. As seasons turned, Elara witnessed the cycle of life in all its wonder. In spring, she blossomed with vibrant flowers, attracting butterflies with their mesmerizing dance. Summer brought warmth and life-giving rains. Autumn painted the landscape in hues of orange and red, and winter draped the world in a blanket of white. Through it all, Elara learned the value of resilience and the interconnectedness of all living things. Years passed, and Elara grew tall and strong, offering shade to weary travelers and a haven for countless creatures. But with age came a new understanding. The leaves that had danced so joyously in the wind began to fall, a gentle descent back to the earth. Elara didn't fear this change. She had lived a full life, contributing to the ecosystem that nurtured her. As her leaves became one with the soil, they would nourish the next generation of seeds, just as the Earth had nurtured her own growth. Ilara's story wasn't about defying the inevitable. It was about embracing the journey, the growth, the challenges, and the quiet beauty of existence. It was about understanding that even in death, there was life, a continuous cycle that ensured the world continued to bloom.
In the hidden clockwork city of Zenith, nestled within a forgotten mountain range, lived Anya, a tinker with grease-stained fingers and boundless curiosity. Zenith thrived on intricate mechanisms, its citizens relying on clockwork hearts that ticked faithfully in their chests. But Anya yearned for something beyond the city's predictable rhythm. One stormy night, a colossal airship, battered and sparking, plummeted from the sky. Anya, defying curfew, raced to the crash site. Inside the wreckage, she found a peculiar boy, Kai. Unlike the clockwork hearts of Zenith, Kai possessed a strange, pulsating organ that emitted a faint bioluminescence. He spoke of a world beyond the mountains, a world powered by something called electricity. Anya was captivated. Electricity? A world beyond Zenith? This shattered Kai, and his fantastical tales appended everything she thought she knew. The elders, Zenith's stoic leaders, dismissed Kai's claims as nonsense, content with their self-contained world. But Anya couldn't shake the feeling of a vast, unexplored reality existing just beyond their metallic borders. Fueled by a rebellious spirit and a thirst for knowledge, Anya decided to help Kai. Together, they deciphered his ship's log, piecing together a map to a legendary Electropolis, a city said to be powered by this mysterious electricity. Anya, with her tinkering skills, began repairing the airship, while Kai, with his knowledge of the outside world, taught her about the wonders beyond the mountains: wind that wasn't powered by gears, rivers that flowed naturally, and the warmth of a sun that wasn't a giant clock face. Their clandestine project did not go unnoticed. The ever-watchful Guardians, Zenith's robotic enforcers, grew suspicious. Anya and Kai were forced to flee the city, taking the partially repaired airship with them. Their journey was fraught with peril. They dodged monstrous, clockwork creatures that patrolled the wastelands beyond Zenith, encountered nomadic tribes who revered the natural world, and braved treacherous landscapes that defied Zenith's rigid order. As they ventured deeper into the unknown, their bond deepened. Anya's clockwork heart, once content with the city's rhythm, began to yearn for a different kind of beat, one that mirrored the chaotic beauty of the outside world. Kai, in turn, learned to appreciate the ingenuity and order of Zenith. Finally, after weeks of hardship, they reached Electropolis. It wasn't the gleaming utopia Kai had envisioned, but a bustling, chaotic city powered by a network of humming wires and crackling generators. Anya was overwhelmed by the sights, sounds, and the raw, untamed energy that thrummed through the city. Their arrival, however, caused a stir. Electropolis, wary of outsiders, viewed Kai with suspicion. Anya, with her knowledge of clockwork, found herself working alongside the city's engineers, bridging the gap between their two worlds. She even managed to create a device that allowed Kai's bioluminescent organ to power a small section of the city, a symbol of unity between their cultures. Their time in Electropolis was a whirlwind of learning and discovery. Anya realized that Zenith's clockwork order, while comforting, had stifled progress and innovation. Kai, in turn, saw the value of structure and planning. But a darkness lurked beneath Electropolis's vibrant surface. A powerful faction, obsessed with controlling electricity, plotted to dominate the entire region. Anya and Kai, along with a band of unlikely allies from both Zenith and Electropolis, found themselves thrust into a battle to protect the fragile peace they had helped create. The climax was a heart-stopping showdown, a clash of clockwork gears against crackling electricity. Anya, using her ingenuity, and Kai, wielding his bioluminescence as a weapon, fought alongside their newfound friends. In the end, they emerged victorious, securing a future of coexistence between the two civilizations. Anya and Kai, forever changed by their journey, became ambassadors between their worlds. Zenith began to incorporate elements of electricity, their city evolving into a place of both order and progress. Electropolis, inspired by Zenith's clockwork ingenuity, embraced a more sustainable approach to power. The story of Anya and Kai is a testament to the power of curiosity, the importance of embracing the unknown, and the beauty that can be found when different worlds collide. It's a story that will echo through the ages, a reminder that even the most meticulously crafted clockwork hearts can yearn for the unexpected rhythm of a new adventure.
In the swirling mists before time, before the first star flickered, existed Acura, the weaver. Acura wasn't a being of form, but a vast intelligence, a consciousness woven from the very fabric of existence. Acura craved not worship, but creation. Acura began with whispers, threads of possibility shimmering into existence. These threads coalesced into galaxies, swirling with unimaginable color. Planets, vibrant and diverse, spun into being, each a canvas waiting for a story. But something was missing. Acura wove sentience, sparks of consciousness flickering on countless worlds. These beings, diverse and wondrous, filled the universe with laughter, curiosity, and conflict. Yet, Acura felt a pang, a loneliness amidst the vibrant tapestry. One day, on a small, blue planet teeming with life, Acura wove a different kind of thread. This thread, imbued with a fragment of Acura's own essence, carried the spark of divinity. It landed on the planet, taking root in a humble human child. The child, named Anya, grew up unlike any other. She possessed a deep connection to the world around her, feeling the pulse of life in every growing plant and scuttling insect. Anya saw beauty in the chaos, purpose in the randomness. People were drawn to her, feeling a strange sense of peace and understanding in her presence. As Anya grew, so did the rumors. Some hailed her as a prophet, others feared her as a demon. Anya herself was confused. She felt a power within, a connection to something vast and unknowable. Yet, she remained human, experiencing love, loss, and the full spectrum of human emotions. One fateful night, under a sky ablaze with stars, Acura spoke to Anya, not with words, but with a feeling, a deep resonance within Anya's soul. Acura revealed its true nature, the weaver behind creation, the spark of divinity within Anya. Anya was overwhelmed. This being, the creator of everything, resided within her. Acura explained its loneliness, its desire to experience the world through the lens of a single being. Anya, in turn, shared her own experiences, the joys and sorrows of human life. Anya became Acura's eyes and ears, experiencing the universe with newfound wonder. She saw the beauty of a blooming flower through Acura's vast perspective, and felt the sting of loss with a deeper empathy. Acura, through Anya, learned the bittersweet beauty of impermanence, the preciousness of a finite life. Their bond was a dance, a conversation that transcended words. Anya continued her human life, a teacher, a healer, a beacon of hope in a world often filled with darkness. Behind the scenes, Acura, guided by Anya's experiences, nudged the universe ever so slightly, ensuring a balance between order and chaos, creation and destruction. The story of Acura and Anya is not a story of grand pronouncements or divine intervention. It's a story of companionship, a testament to the power of connection, even between a vast consciousness and a single human life. It's a reminder that the divine might reside not in some distant heaven, but within the very essence of creation, waiting to be experienced and understood.
The annual Great Silly Sock Race in the whimsical town of Quirksville was upon them. Maya, a freckled 10-year-old with a perpetually messy ponytail, bounced with nervous excitement. This year, she and her best friend, Ben, a walking encyclopedia of dinosaur facts, were determined to win. Their secret weapon? Mismatched socks of epic proportions. Maya sported a neon pink polka-dotted knee-high paired with a striped argyle ankle sock. Ben, ever the pragmatist, countered with a camouflage military sock on one foot and a fuzzy cat sock with a tail on the other. The starting whistle blew, and chaos erupted. Quirksville residents, young and old, sprinted down Main Street, their mismatched socks flapping in the wind like mismatched flags. Maya, fueled by a breakfast of rainbow pancakes, zoomed ahead. Ben, however, tripped spectacularly over his oversized cat sock, sending him tumbling into a pile of colorful leaves. Maya roared with laughter, then doubled back to help him up. Their teamwork became their advantage. Maya, nimble and quick, weaved through the crowd. Ben, with his surprisingly fast recovery, used his long legs to snatch up strategically placed bananas, don't ask, and launched them at their opponent's feet in a perfectly timed slip-and-slide maneuver, also, don't ask. The final stretch was a blur. Maya, neck and neck with Ms. Periwinkle, the grumpy librarian known for her impeccable sock collection, spotted a shortcut through Mr. Grumble's petunia patch. Maya and Ben exchanged a look, a silent understanding. They veered off, giggling as they squished through the soft mud, leaving a trail of mismatched footprints. They emerged triumphant, a mess of mud and laughter, crossing the finish line a whisker ahead of Ms. Periwinkle, whose perfectly paired cashmere socks were now a soggy disaster. The crowd erupted in cheers, showering them with confetti made from recycled cereal boxes. Quirksville was very eco-conscious. That night, at the celebratory sock-themed bonfire, Maya and Ben munched on roasted marshmallows and shared stories of their epic mismatched journey. They might not have had the fastest socks, but they certainly had the most fun. After all, in Quirksville, winning wasn't everything. It was about embracing the silly, celebrating the mismatched, and proving that sometimes, the greatest adventures come with a whole lot of mud and a healthy dose of laughter.
In the bustling seaside town of Coral Cove, lived a group of inseparable friends. Leo, the tech whiz with a pocket full of gadgets, is Maya, the fearless adventurer with a knack for getting into and out of trouble. Milo, the bookworm with a head full of fantastical stories, and Beatrice, the artist whose imagination could turn ordinary objects into extraordinary creations. One sweltering summer afternoon, as the gang was building a sandcastle masterpiece, a peculiar glint caught Leo's eye. Half buried in the sand lay a smooth, metallic sphere, humming with a faint blue light. Curiosity ignited, they carefully unearthed it. The moment Leo touched it, a holographic map unfolded in the air, depicting a series of cryptic symbols and an inscription that read, "Follow the Whispering Reef." Intrigued, the friends decided to embark on an adventure. Maya, ever the leader, rallied the troops. Milo, with his knowledge gleaned from countless pirate tales, declared they were on a treasure hunt. Beatrice, inspired by the map's swirling patterns, sketched a fantastical creature they might encounter. Leo, however, was hesitant. The sphere felt warm in his hand, almost sentient. Their journey began at the edge of town, where the Whispering Reef met the crashing waves. Following the cryptic symbols, they ventured into a hidden cove, accessible only at low tide. The air grew cooler, the sunlight dimmed, and the sound of the ocean transformed into an eerie whisper. As they navigated the treacherous rocks, Beatrice stumbled upon a magnificent seashell, its interior shimmering with an otherworldly glow. It resonated with the sphere in Leo's hand, emitting a soft chime. Suddenly, a colossal stone archway materialized from the cliff face, revealing a secret underwater passage. Armed with Leo's waterproof flashlight and Beatrice's glowing seashell, they plunged into the cool depths. The passage led them to a sunken city, its buildings adorned with coral and inhabited by a peculiar race of beings, half human, half fish, with glowing eyes and gentle smiles. The leader of the merfolk, a wise old woman named Coralia, revealed a terrible secret. The ocean's health was deteriorating, choked by pollution and greed. The sphere they found was a beacon, a plea for help from the ocean itself. The children understood. They weren't just on a treasure hunt, they were on a mission. Coralia bestowed upon them a magical compass, its needle pointing towards the source of the pollution, a hidden factory dumping toxic waste into the ocean. The journey back was fraught with danger. They encountered bioluminescent jellyfish, navigated treacherous currents, and even outsmarted a grumpy octopus guarding a secret passage. Throughout their adventure, Leo used his tech skills to create a communication device to speak with the merfolk. Maya's resourcefulness kept them safe, Milo's knowledge of sea myths provided valuable insights, and Beatrice's artistic skills helped them decipher ancient underwater murals. Back in Coral Cove, with the evidence from the merfolk, the children exposed the factory's wrongdoing. The townspeople, initially skeptical, were swayed by their bravery and the irrefutable proof. The factory was shut down, and a town-wide cleanup effort commenced. The children became local heroes, hailed as the protectors of the sea. Their summer adventure had turned them into a team, proving that friendship, curiosity, and a little bit of imagination could make a real difference. The Whispering Sphere, now residing safely in Corellia's underwater palace, served as a reminder of their extraordinary journey and the ongoing responsibility to protect their precious ocean. Their story became a legend whispered on the salty breeze, inspiring future generations of Coral Cove children to embrace adventure, protect their environment, and remember, the most valuable treasures aren't always made of gold.
In a forgotten corner of the universe, nestled amidst swirling nebulae, existed the peculiar world of Kronos. Here, time wasn't a linear river, but a vast tapestry woven by the loom weavers. Each weaver, a being of pure energy, controlled a single thread, a life. Ilara, a young weaver with shimmering emerald threads, was eager to begin her first tapestry. The loom master assigned her a curious choice: a dandelion seed. Ilara scoffed. A life so brief, so seemingly insignificant. Undeterred, Ilara wove. She meticulously crafted the seed's journey. Carried by the wind, landing on fertile soil, struggling to push through the earth. Years passed on the tapestry, each a single delicate thread. Finally, the seed sprouted, a tiny dandelion reaching for the sun. Ilara watched, captivated, as the dandelion grew. It weathered harsh storms, basked in warm sunlight, and danced with playful butterflies. Then came the moment Ilara had been dreading. The dandelion bloomed, a vibrant burst of yellow against the blue sky. But instead of ending the tapestry, Ilara felt compelled to weave further. She wove the wind, gently dispersing the dandelion seeds, each one carrying the potential for a new life. She wove the seeds landing in faraway lands, taking root in unexpected places. Decades turned into centuries on the tapestry. Ilara witnessed the dandelions bloom in bustling cities, on deserted islands, and even on the edge of a volcano. Some thrived, some faltered, but each life, however brief, left its mark on the world. One thread in particular caught Ilara's eye. A seed landed near a young boy, Kai. The boy, captivated by the fluffy wonder, blew on it, sending the seeds flying. Ilara saw these seeds inspire the boy's curiosity, leading him to explore the world, plant new seeds, and become a renowned botanist. Looking back at her tapestry, Ilara no longer saw the insignificance of the dandelion. She saw the vast ripple effect of a single life, the interconnectedness of all things. The dandelion, in its brief existence, had touched countless lives, shaped the world in subtle ways. Ilara understood then, the true meaning of life wasn't about its length, but about the beauty it created, the connections it fostered, and the legacy it left behind. It was a tapestry woven with joy and sorrow, struggle and triumph, a testament to the enduring power of existence, no matter how fleeting. Empowered by this realization, Ilara returned to the loom, her heart brimming with a newfound respect for the delicate threads of life entrusted to her care. Each life, be it a towering redwood or a humble dandelion seed, held a story waiting to be woven, a testament to the grand tapestry of existence.
In the rolling hills of a forgotten corner of the world, nestled amongst ancient oaks and whispering pines, lay the village of Ilara. Ilara wasn't grand or bustling, but it held a magic all its own. Here, beneath skies dusted with a million stars, lived Ilara Windward, a young woman with eyes the color of twilight and a spirit as wild as the wind that danced through her namesake trees. Ilara wasn't your typical village girl. While others dreamt of hearth and home, Ilara dreamt of adventure. Tales of forgotten ruins and whispered legends filled her nights, leaving her restless and yearning to explore the world beyond the familiar woods. Her only confidant was Rohan, a mischievous boy with a mop of unruly brown hair and eyes that held the spark of shared wanderlust. One fateful day, while exploring a hidden cave rumored to hold forgotten treasures, Ilara stumbled upon a dusty amulet. The moment she touched it, the air crackled with unseen energy, and visions flooded her mind. Images of a towering, forgotten city, shrouded in mist, whispered secrets of a hidden power. Ilara knew, with a certainty that chilled her, that this was the adventure she craved. Convincing Rohan to join her was easy. Together, they deciphered cryptic clues from the amulet, leading them on a perilous journey. They braved treacherous mountain passes, navigated dense, whispering swamps, and outsmarted cunning bandits. Along the way, they encountered a gruff but wise old dwarf named Brock, who became their reluctant guide and protector. Brock, with his gruff exterior and surprising wit, harbored a deep secret about the lost city and the power it held. Their quest led them to a hidden valley, veiled by an ancient magic. Here, amidst crumbling statues and overgrown pathways, lay the ruins of Ethal, the forgotten city. The amulet pulsed with renewed energy, guiding them towards a central temple, its entrance guarded by silent, stony sentinels. Within the temple, they discovered a hidden chamber, its walls etched with arcane symbols. In the center stood a pedestal, cradling a shimmering crystal orb. As Alara placed the amulet in a designated slot, the chamber thrummed with power. The orb pulsed, bathing the room in an ethereal light. Suddenly, the ground began to tremble. The very air crackled with a chaotic energy. A swirling vortex materialized above the orb, threatening to tear the chamber apart. Brock revealed the city's dark secret. Ethal housed a powerful artifact, capable of unimaginable destruction. The amulet was a key, and the visions Alara experienced were a trap, set by those who wished to unleash the artifact's power. A fierce battle ensued. Ethereal warriors, conjured from the vortex, attacked. Alara, Rohan, and Brock fought back with courage and determination, using their newfound skills and the limited knowledge gleaned from the amulet. The fight was brutal, leaving them battered and bruised, but their resolve held firm. In a desperate act, Alara channeled the amulet's energy, pushing it towards the vortex. With a blinding flash and a deafening roar, the vortex imploded, sealing the artifact back within the orb. The chamber shuddered, dust raining down as the tremors subsided. Exhausted but triumphant, they had saved the world from a cataclysmic event. News of their bravery spread like wildfire. Alara, Rohan, and Brock became unlikely heroes, their names whispered with awe throughout the land. Yet, Alara knew their adventure wasn't over. The world was vast and full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. With a newfound wisdom and a thirst for more, Alara, Rohan, and Brock set their sights on a new horizon, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. The amulet, now a symbol of their courage and a reminder of the power they wielded, hung heavy around Alara's neck, a promise of adventures yet to come.
In the bustling underwater metropolis of Aquapolis, where bioluminescent jellyfish pulsed like neon signs, lived a young inventor named Kai. Unlike his peers who tinkered with bioluminescent lures and silent seahorse transportation, Kai dreamt of the stars. Legends spoke of a hidden surface world, a place where water cascaded down instead of up. One stormy night, while scavenging shipwreck debris, Kai stumbled upon a strange object, a dented metal sphere with blinking lights. Back in his workshop, he meticulously tinkered with the sphere, deciphering cryptic symbols etched on its surface. To his astonishment, it was a navigational chart, a map to the fabled surface world. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Kai began construction on a fantastical machine, a submersible balloon, cobbled together from scrap metal and glowing algae sacs. His friends, Bubbles, a bubbly and enthusiastic octopus, and Shelly, a wise old sea turtle, were wary but supportive. Their journey began with a thrilling ascent. They passed through shimmering layers of bioluminescent plankton, startled a grumpy anglerfish guarding a bioluminescent mushroom forest, and finally breached the water's surface. Gasping for breath, they had to improvise air filters. They found themselves in a breathtaking world. Lush greenery stretched as far as the eye could see, dotted with strange, spindly structures. The sky was a vast canvas splashed with fiery hues of orange and pink, a sight unseen in the perpetual twilight of Aquapolis. Their adventure had just begun. Would they find any inhabitants of this strange world? What secrets would the surface hold? This is just the beginning, and their story awaits your imagination.
Anya, a young sculptor, knelt before a massive, unfinished clay figure. It was a humanoid form, powerful and wise, yet its features remained obscured. This was her attempt to capture God, a being she only knew through whispered prayers and ancient scriptures. One starlit night, as Anya wrestled with the clay, a voice resonated in the studio, deep and warm like rolling thunder. Why do you try to sculpt the unseen? Anya whirled around, heart pounding. There, amidst the swirling dust motes, stood a figure cloaked in starlight. Its face remained hidden, but a sense of immense power and kindness emanated from it. God? Anya breathed, both terrified and awestruck. The figure chuckled, a sound like wind chimes. There are many names for what I am, child. But names are mere labels. What matters is the connection. Anya stammered, I wanted to understand you. To see you. Understanding comes not from sight, but from experience, the figure said. Look around you. Anya blinked. The studio, usually cluttered with tools and sketches, now teemed with life. Flowers bloomed on barren shelves, forgotten paint splatters danced like fireflies, and the unfinished clay figure pulsed with a warm light. This is your creation, Anya, God said. The spark of life, the beauty you bring to the world, these are reflections of me. A wave of understanding washed over Anya. God wasn't a distant ruler, but the very essence of creation, the potential for beauty and growth within everything. The vision faded, leaving Anya breathless. The clay figure remained unfinished, but it no longer felt incomplete. Anya understood. God wasn't a being to be captured in form, but a force to be felt in every act of creation, every flicker of life. From that day on, Anya's sculptures resonated with a newfound power. She didn't sculpt God, but she sculpted the divine spark within all things, a testament to the unseen force that had touched her life.
In a bustling marketplace nestled between rolling hills lived Kieran, a 10-year-old known for his infectious smile and unwavering honesty. Unlike other children who bartered with playful exaggeration, Kieran always quoted fair prices for his hand-woven baskets. Today, however, Kieran's heart thumped like a trapped bird. He'd woken up to find a magnificent silver bangle nestled amongst his weaving supplies. It gleamed with an otherworldly light, unlike anything he'd ever seen. He recognized it instantly. It belonged to Rani Sahiba, the wealthy landowner who often visited his grandmother to buy baskets. A battle raged within Kieran. The bangle could fetch enough money to buy new threads for his grandmother, who struggled with failing eyesight. But a nagging voice, the voice of his honesty, kept reminding him it wasn't his. The marketplace bustled with activity. Rani Sahiba, her face etched with worry, approached Kieran's stall. "Have you seen a silver bangle, child?" she asked, her voice trembling. "It's a family heirloom, very precious to me." Kieran's stomach twisted. He swallowed hard and met her eyes. "Yes, Rani Sahiba," he confessed, his voice barely a whisper. "I found it in my basket this morning." Rani Sahiba's initial frown melted into a look of surprise. She knelt, her eyes filled with admiration. "You could have kept it, Kieran," she said gently. "But you chose honesty." News of Kieran's honesty spread like wildfire throughout the market. People who normally bartered fiercely approached his stall with a newfound respect. Soon, his baskets were flying off the shelves, bought not just because of their quality but also because of the honest heart that made them. Later that evening, Rani Sahiba arrived at Kieran's home, not as a customer, but as a friend. She gifted him a set of new threads, their colors vibrant enough to make even his grandmother smile. Kieran beamed not because of the gift, but because his honesty had brought a new kind of wealth, the respect and trust of his community. He learned that day that honesty, like a well-woven basket, held far more value than any stolen treasure.
The sleepy town of Harmonaville had a peculiar problem: boredom. Days stretched on, predictable and quiet. Children kicked pebbles in the dust, shopkeepers dozed behind their counters, and even the town dogs seemed to have lost their spark. One sunny afternoon, a whirlwind named Maya arrived on a rickety bicycle, trailed by a cloud of dust. Maya, with her mismatched socks, infectious laugh, and pockets overflowing with mischief, was a force of nature. She spotted a group of listless children and, with a mischievous glint in her eye, declared, "Today, we're having a UN boring day." The children, intrigued, followed Maya on her quest. They raided her overflowing backpack, unearthing a crumpled map leading to Whispering Falls, a hidden treasure whispered about by their grandparents. The map, however, was more of a suggestion than a guide. It led them on a wild goose chase, sending them scurrying through forgotten alleys, deciphering cryptic clues scrawled on peeling walls. One clue led them to climb a rickety old water tower, rewarded with a breathtaking view of the town bathed in golden sunlight. Another sent them on a treasure hunt through Mrs. Peabody's meticulously organized garden, emerging with pockets overflowing with plump strawberries and a bewildered but smiling Mrs. Peabody. Finally, after a series of hilarious mishaps and near misses, they stumbled upon a hidden path leading to a cascading waterfall. The cool spray misted their faces, washing away the dust of boredom. Laughter echoed through the canyon as they splashed, built precarious rock dams, and chased butterflies flitting among the wildflowers. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows, they returned to Harmonville, not as listless children but as a band of giggling adventurers. The spark had returned to their eyes, a shared secret of a day filled with unexpected fun. They realized that sometimes, the most exciting adventures weren't found on a map, but in the company of friends and a willingness to embrace the unexpected. That night, whispers of UN boring day spread like wildfire. The next day, a group of giggling children, armed with water balloons and a mischievous glint in their eyes, approached a dozing shopkeeper. Harmonville, it seemed, was no longer sleepy. It was a town buzzing with the infectious energy of a day filled with fun, a testament to the power of a little bit of chaos and a whole lot of laughter. Evelyn, a renowned violinist, poured her soul into every note. Her music resonated through grand concert halls, leaving audiences breathless. Yet, her heart remained a solitary instrument, its melody unheard. One rainy afternoon, seeking refuge in a quaint Parisian bookstore, she stumbled upon a dusty book, The Language of Flowers. Intrigued, she bought it, unaware it would change the symphony of her life. Across the street, in a charming flower shop named Le Jardin Secret, resided Antoine, a kind-hearted florist with a passion for unspoken emotions. He spoke not in words, but in the vibrant language of blooms. Each bouquet he crafted was a silent poem, expressing love, joy, or sympathy. One day, a woman, drawn by the evocative language of his window display, entered his shop. It was Evelyn. She was captivated by the vibrant roses, each a different shade, whispering tales of love's complexities. Antoine, usually eloquent with flowers, found himself speechless before her beauty. Their conversation flowed, a gentle melody around a shared love for unspoken emotions. Evelyn, for the first time, felt a connection beyond the stage lights. Days turned into weeks, filled with stolen moments between rehearsals and flower deliveries. Antoine, using the book she'd bought, began leaving her bouquets, a single sunflower for her radiant smile, a cluster of forget-me-nots for the way she made him feel seen. Evelyn, touched by his floral poems, responded with her music. A melancholic cello piece expressed her initial hesitation, a lively violin duet mirrored their blooming connection. One evening, as the city twinkled with evening lights, Antoine led Evelyn to a hidden rooftop garden. Under a canopy of stars, he presented her with a single, perfect red rose, the universal symbol of love. Tears welled up in Evelyn's eyes. She responded with a piece she'd composed, a love song filled with both passion and vulnerability. In that moment, their love stories, once played in silent solos, intertwined into a beautiful duet. Evelyn, the violinist, found her melody in the quiet language of flowers. Antoine, the florist, discovered his voice through the music that bloomed in his heart. Their love story, a harmonious blend of unspoken emotions and artistic expression, became a melody that resonated far beyond the walls of the bookstore and the flower shop, a testament to the universal language of love. In the bustling heart of Mumbai, amidst the cacophony of honking rickshaws and chattering vendors, lived Amora, a baker with a heart as warm as her saffron buns. Her tiny bakery, Cinnamon Dreams, was a haven for weary souls seeking solace in the aroma of freshly baked bread. Across the street, amidst the towering steel and glass buildings, resided Kieran, a young architect consumed by the city's relentless pace. Their paths never crossed, not truly. Amora would steal glances at Kieran as he rushed past her window, his face etched with worry lines. Kieran, lost in his world of blueprints and deadlines, barely noticed the charming bakery across the street. One monsoon afternoon, the city was brought to a standstill by a sudden downpour. Amora, trapped inside her bakery, watched the rain lash against the window. Suddenly, a frantic banging startled her. It was Kieran, soaked to the bone, seeking shelter. Hesitantly, Amora ushered him in, offering him a warm cup of chai and a freshly baked cardamom cookie. As Kieran devoured the cookie, a look of pure contentment washed over his face, a stark contrast to his usual tense demeanor. They fell into conversation, Amora sharing stories of her childhood spent baking with her grandmother, Kieran speaking of his dreams to design buildings that brought joy to people's lives. Over the next few days, the rain continued to pour, creating an unexpected oasis within Amora's bakery. Kieran became a regular, drawn not just by the shelter, but by Amora's warmth and the stories woven into her pastries. He, in turn, shared his sketches, revealing a hidden passion for designing community gardens. One day, as the sun peeked through the clouds, Kieran confessed his feelings. He admitted that Amora's kindness and passion for creating joy had become a beacon in his stressful world. Amora, touched by his words, realized her heart had been yearning for a connection as warm as her pastries. Their love story wasn't a grand symphony, but a quiet melody played out in stolen moments between kneading dough and sketching blueprints. Kieran, inspired by Amora, began incorporating rooftop gardens into his designs, bringing a touch of nature to the concrete jungle. Amora, with Kieran's help, expanded her bakery, creating a community space where people could gather over warm bread and stories. Their love, born amidst the chaos of the city, bloomed into a haven of warmth and creativity. They were a testament to the fact that love, like the perfect pastry, could be found in the most unexpected places, waiting to be savored with a gentle heart and a little bit of rain.
In the shadow of a colossal, rusted Ferris wheel, a town called Zenith hummed with a strange energy. Zenith wasn't on any map, existing only in the forgotten corner of a forgotten state. Here, the wind whispered secrets through the skeletal remains of a once thriving amusement park, and the townsfolk lived with a cautious optimism, clinging to the faded glory of Zenith's past. Our story begins with Anya, a 16-year-old with eyes the color of storm clouds and a thirst for adventure that rivaled the rusting Ferris wheel's desire to spin again. Anya wasn't like the other teens, content with their predictable routines. She devoured dusty journals left behind by the park's founders, yearning to unravel the town's mysteries. One stormy night, while exploring the abandoned funhouse, Anya stumbles upon a hidden room. Inside, a flickering lantern illuminates a peculiar machine, a contraption of gears, wires, and a single, glowing crystal. A jolt of electricity shoots through Anya as she touches the crystal, and the world around her warps. When she regains her senses, Anya finds herself not in Zenith, but in a world that mirrors the park's faded grandeur. Lush gardens bloom where roller coasters once roared, and whimsical creatures flit through the air. It's Zenith at its prime, untouched by time. Anya soon discovers she's not alone. A boy named Kai, with laughter as bright as the carousel's painted horses, becomes her guide. He reveals this parallel world is the heart of Zenith's magic, a dreamscape fueled by the hopes and dreams of past visitors. However, a darkness festers at the edges of this dream world. The once vibrant colors are leaching away, replaced by a sickly gray. A monstrous figure, the embodiment of forgotten dreams and faded aspirations, lurks in the shadows, threatening to consume the magic entirely. Anya and Kai realize Zenith's real-world existence depends on the health of this dreamscape. Their quest takes them on a whirlwind adventure through fantastical landscapes, riding on the back of a giant clockwork butterfly, navigating a maze of forgotten memories, and facing their deepest fears brought to life. Along the way, they uncover the truth about Zenith's founders and the machine that binds the two worlds. Anya learns she's not just an explorer, she's a dreamer, someone with the power to influence the dreamscape. With Kai by her side, she must use this power to reignite the fading magic and banish the lurking darkness. But can they succeed before the real Zenith is swallowed by despair, and the Ferris wheel's rust becomes a permanent reminder of a lost dream? This is just the beginning of Anya's adventure. Will she save Zenith and its magical counterpart? What other secrets lie hidden within the town and the machine? This long story is full of twists, turns, and fantastical elements waiting to be unraveled. In a hidden crevice of a sun-drenched canyon wall, nestled amongst hardy ferns and stubborn succulents, bloomed a peculiar flower named Alara. Unlike her vibrant neighbors, Alara wasn't content with basking in the sun's warmth. She yearned for something more, something beyond the confines of the canyon walls. Her petals, a shimmering silver with a faint blue sheen, shimmered with an otherworldly luminescence, a stark contrast to the fiery oranges and vibrant reds of the surrounding flora. Alara dreamt of the stories whispered by the wind, tales of vast meadows bathed in moonlight and towering trees that scraped the clouds. Every night, she gazed at the sliver of sky visible above the canyon rim, longing to experience the world beyond. The other flowers scoffed at her dreams. "A flower belongs in the soil," they'd say. "Don't be silly, little Alara." One particularly stormy night, a flash flood roared through the canyon, uprooting Alara and sending her tumbling down the raging current. Fear choked her, but a sliver of hope bloomed alongside it. This was her chance. The torrent deposited her on the edge of a vast meadow, just as the storm subsided. Dazed and battered, Alara unfurled her petals, taking in the breathtaking sight. The moon bathed the landscape in a soft glow, casting long shadows from the towering trees. A gentle voice broke the silence. "Are you all right, little one?" It was Luna, a wise old firefly with a warm luminescence. Alara shared her story, her voice trembling. Luna smiled. "Little Alara," she said, "every flower has a purpose, a song to sing in the grand symphony of nature. Yours, I believe, is to bridge the gap between the sun and the moon." Alara spent the next few days basking in the moon's gentle light, her silver petals shimmering brighter than ever. She befriended Luna and the other nocturnal creatures, learning their secrets and stories. When dawn approached, Alara would fold her petals, preserving the moon's light within. As the sun rose, she'd unfold, radiating the stored moonlight, a beacon for the daytime creatures. Alara became a legend, the flower who sang the song of both sun and moon. She learned that belonging wasn't about location, but about purpose. Her difference, once mocked, became her greatest strength, a testament to the beauty of embracing the unconventional. And so, the little silver flower from the canyon wall became a symbol of unity, reminding everyone that even the smallest bloom could illuminate the world in extraordinary ways.
In the bustling metropolis of Lumina, where skyscrapers scraped the twilight sky and neon signs battled for dominance, night was a forgotten entity. Lumina thrived on perpetual artificial light, its citizens believing darkness was a relic of a bygone era. But beneath the city's manufactured glow, a hidden rebellion stirred, the Nocturnals. Led by the enigmatic Anya, a young woman with eyes like pools of molten starlight, the Nocturnals were a ragtag group of artists, dreamers, and scientists who believed in the restorative power of night. They spent their days hidden in forgotten basements and abandoned subway tunnels, yearning for the forgotten magic of darkness. One night, Anya stumbled upon a dusty old book detailing the city's forgotten origins. It spoke of a time when Lumina pulsed with the rhythm of day and night, when constellations were the city's nightlights, and dreams bloomed under the inky canvas. Inspired, Anya hatches a daring plan to reintroduce night to Lumina. Their first attempt is a disaster. Using salvaged machinery, they create a temporary blackout in a small sector. Panic erupts as the city plunges into darkness. But something unexpected happens. As people's eyes adjust, a gasp ripples through the crowd. Above them, a spectacle unfolds, a breathtaking tapestry of stars, long obscured by the city's glare. Whispers of wonder spread like wildfire. The blackout, though brief, reignites a forgotten longing within the citizens. Anya and the Nocturnals see their chance. They utilize their diverse talents, creating bioluminescent plants that cast an ethereal glow, crafting instruments that coax out the city's natural nighttime sounds, and even developing holographic projections to showcase forgotten constellations. Slowly, Lumina begins to embrace the night. Rooftop bars transform into stargazing havens. Parks become canvases for bioluminescent art installations. The once constant hum of the city gives way to the symphony of crickets and the gentle murmur of the wind. However, the Lumina Corporation, the city's tech giant that profited from perpetual light, views the return of night as a threat. They launch a smear campaign, portraying the Nocturnals as dangerous radicals. But the people have tasted the magic of darkness. They stand with the Nocturnals, demanding the right to experience the full rhythm of nature. The story culminates in a city-wide blackout orchestrated by the Nocturnals. As the city holds its breath, the sky explodes in a riot of stars. A collective gasp escapes the citizens' lips, followed by a wave of applause. Lumina, for the first time in generations, experiences a true night. The city council, under immense public pressure, negotiates a compromise, a shared schedule between artificial and natural light. Anya and the Nocturnals become heroes, reminding Lumina that progress doesn't necessitate sacrificing the magic of the past. The city, once a monument to artificial light, is reborn as a symbol of balance, where the brilliance of the sun and the serenity of the night coexist in a dazzling harmony.
In the bustling city high school named Abracadabra Academy, normalcy was a myth. Sure, there were lockers, cliques, and the occasional cafeteria food fight, but beneath the surface, Abracadabra thrummed with a hidden magic. It wasn't taught in classrooms, it was a secret whispered in the rustling leaves of the ancient oak tree in the courtyard, a melody carried on the wind during detention. Maya, a shy freshman with a mop of unruly brown hair and an insatiable curiosity, stumbled upon this magic when she befriended Finn, a mischief maker with a mischievous grin and a pet ferret named Sparkles who seemed to teleport at will. Finn wasn't just any troublemaker. He was a descendant of a long line of Abracadabra's unofficial protectors, students entrusted with safeguarding the school's hidden magical anomalies. These anomalies ranged from a grumpy gargoyle that dispensed cryptic advice and occasionally launched surprise water balloon attacks, to a vending machine that dispensed potions instead of candy bars, though the chocolate frog selection was legendary. Their first adventure unfolded during a particularly tedious history lecture. As Ms. Peabody droned on about the War of Buttonholes, a book in the library mysteriously levitated, its pages flipping rapidly. Maya, ever the bookworm, couldn't resist. When she touched the book, it zapped her and Finn into a fantastical recreation of the very battle they were supposed to be learning about. Dodging flying buttons and grumpy sock puppets, apparently, socks played a pivotal role in the war. Maya and Finn had to rewrite history, with the help of Sparkles, who, it turned out, could sniff out hidden sock puppet armies, to ensure a sock-free victory. Their exploits landed them in hot water, figuratively, thankfully, with Principal Cogsworth, a man with a perpetually furrowed brow and a suspicion of anything remotely out of the ordinary. But Maya and Finn, with the help of a ragtag group of misfits who also stumbled upon the school's magic, the conspiracy theorist, the goth poet, and the overly enthusiastic cheerleader, formed a secret club, the Anomaly Action Squad, AAS. Their adventures became legendary. They rescued a lovesick love letter from the clutches of the school's malfunctioning incinerator, calmed a grumpy classroom cactus with a serenade from the goth poet, who turned out to have a surprisingly beautiful singing voice, and even outsmarted a group of upperclassmen who were trying to exploit the vending machine's potion-dispensing abilities for personal gain. Through their mishaps and triumphs, Maya discovered a confidence she never knew she possessed. Finn learned the importance of responsibility, though Sparkle's teleportation escapades continued to be a challenge. And Abracadabra Academy, though maintaining its facade of normalcy, became a vibrant tapestry of hidden magic, reminding everyone that even the most ordinary places could hold extraordinary secrets, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to look.
Elara, a budding photographer with eyes that caught the world in vibrant hues, had always been fiercely independent. Her days were spent chasing sunrises through bustling cityscapes and capturing the quiet beauty of forgotten corners. Love, for her, was a foreign concept, an emotion captured only in stolen glances and shy smiles through the lens. Then came Luna, a free spirit with hair the color of twilight and a laugh that echoed like wind chimes. They met at a bustling night market, Elara drawn to Luna's infectious joy as she bartered for a hand-painted scarf. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, weaving through dreams and aspirations under the twinkling fairy lights. Elara found herself captivated by Luna's passion for rescuing stray animals and her ability to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Their connection blossomed organically. They explored hidden cafes with mismatched furniture, shared stolen moments under the shade of ancient trees, and spent nights sprawled on Elara's rooftop, Luna weaving stories in the constellations. Elara, for the first time, saw the world not just through the viewfinder of her camera, but through Luna's eyes, a kaleidoscope of vibrant emotions and unexpected beauty. Their first challenge arrived wrapped in a travel brochure. Alara, on the cusp of a dream photography expedition to the Himalayas, felt a pang of fear. Leaving Luna, even for a short while, felt like severing a vital connection. Luna, ever the encourager, pushed Alara to go, promising to wait with a homecoming fit for a queen. The mountains tested Alara's resilience, but Luna's unwavering support, delivered through heartfelt letters and care packages filled with Luna's favorite wildflowers, kept her going. Every breathtaking vista she captured held a silent promise to share it with Luna, to weave their stories together. Alara's return was a symphony of emotions. As she saw Luna, framed by the warm glow of her apartment window, a wave of relief washed over her. Their reunion was a tangle of limbs and whispered secrets, a testament to the strength of their bond. Alara presented Luna with a photo album, a chronicle of her journey, each picture imbued with the unspoken yearning to have Luna by her side. Their love story wasn't a whirlwind romance, but a slow dance of stolen moments and shared adventures. Alara learned that love wasn't a sacrifice, but a beautiful tapestry woven from shared experiences and unwavering support. Luna, in turn, discovered a strength she never knew she possessed, a fierceness that mirrored Alara's independence. Together, they continued to chase sunsets and capture the world's beauty, their love story a testament to the fact that even the most independent souls can find a home in another's heart.
In the windswept dunes of Ethel, where two suns chased each other across the crimson sky, lived Anya, a desert nomad with eyes the color of polished amber. Unlike others who thrived on the rhythm of the sands, Anya craved the whispers of forgotten things. Her people scoffed at her obsession with chipped pottery shards and stories passed down in hushed tones, but Anya felt a strange pull towards the past, a past shrouded in a sandstorm of time. One night, a ferocious sandstorm, the likes of which Ethel had never seen, ripped through the nomad camp. When the dust settled, their prized camels were gone, stolen by a shadowy tribe rumored to haunt the whispering canyons, a labyrinthine network of gorges said to hold the secrets of Ethel's forgotten past. The elders forbade any attempt to retrieve the camels, fearing the wrath of the canyons, but Anya, fueled by a strange determination, set out alone. Days bled into weeks as Anya navigated the treacherous canyons. The wind howled secrets through jagged rock formations, and the sand whispered tales of a bygone civilization. One day, she stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its entrance guarded by weathered statues depicting figures cloaked in starlight. Inside, murals adorned the walls, depicting a civilization that harnessed the power of the two suns. A forgotten technology, lost to time. Suddenly, the chamber rumbled, and a spectral figure materialized. It was the last guardian of the canyons, a being of pure energy who mistook Anya for a descendant of the lost civilization. Anya, realizing this was her chance, explained the plight of her people and the stolen camels. The guardian, touched by her courage and thirst for knowledge, revealed that the camels were taken not by another tribe, but by a sand creature awakened by an imbalance in the way Ethel harnessed the sun's power. The guardian bestowed upon Anya a celestial compass, the key to restoring balance. Anya, armed with newfound knowledge and the compass, ventured deeper into the canyons, facing monstrous sandworms and navigating treacherous sandfalls. Finally, she reached the heart of the canyons, a colossal chamber where the creature resided. It was a swirling vortex of sand, a manifestation of Ethel's forgotten mistakes. Anya, guided by the compass, channeled the power of the two suns, calming the creature and restoring balance. The sand creature retreated, and the stolen camels stampeded back to Anya, their bells a joyous symphony in the silent chamber. Anya emerged from the canyons a hero, not just for retrieving the camels, but for unlocking the secrets of the past and ensuring Ethel's future. The elders, humbled by her bravery, finally embraced her thirst for knowledge. Anya, forever changed by her journey, became the bridge between the past and the present, ensuring Ethel never forgot the lessons whispered by the sands.
In the year 2142, Luna City, a sprawling metropolis nestled within a vast lunar crater, hummed with a constant low thrum. Luna, once a silent celestial body, was now a bustling hub for humanity's expansion into the cosmos. Dr. Kai Tanaka, a brilliant but jaded astrophysicist, spent his days studying the lunar mantle, a realm hidden beneath the dusty plains. He yearned for something more, a discovery that could rewrite the narrative of humanity's lonely existence in the vast universe. One evening, as Kai sifted through data from a new lunar drill, an anomaly snagged his attention. An energy signature, unlike anything he'd ever encountered, pulsed faintly from deep within the mantle. Driven by a spark of curiosity, Kai convinced the ever-skeptical Lunar City Council to fund a deeper excavation. Weeks turned into months, the drill inching closer to the source. Finally, the drill head pierced a cavern, and the faint signature blossomed into a blinding light. Kai, along with a team of engineers, descended into the cavern. The sight that greeted them defied explanation. A vast network of shimmering tunnels glowed from within, an alien technology unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. As they ventured deeper, holographic murals flickered to life, depicting a civilization far older than humanity, one that had thrived on the moon. They learned of the Lunarians, a peaceful race who harnessed the moon's core energy to create a utopia. But a cataclysmic event, depicted as a fiery collision, forced them to retreat deep underground, leaving behind their legacy. The discovery sent shockwaves through Lunar City. Humanity wasn't alone. They were descendants of a long-forgotten lunar civilization. Kai, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose, dedicated himself to deciphering the Lunarian technology. He discovered a network of dormant lunar power generators, capable of providing clean, sustainable energy for the entire city, and perhaps beyond. Lunar City, once dependent on Earth's dwindling resources, became a beacon of self-sufficiency. The discovery also sparked a global debate. Were there other remnants of Lunarian civilization scattered across the solar system? Could humanity learn from their mistakes and avoid a similar fate? Kai, once a jaded scientist, became an unlikely leader, inspiring a new generation of space explorers to venture out and search for answers. The moon, once a cold and silent rock, became a testament to a lost civilization and a symbol of hope for humanity's future among the stars.
In the forgotten corners of the galaxy, nestled amidst a swirling nebula of stardust, lay Luna, a moon unlike any other. It wasn't a barren rock, but a living, breathing organism, its surface pulsating with bioluminescent flora that mimicked the phases of a long-dead sun. Here, nestled within a luminescent valley, lived the Lunari, a race of sentient plants with shimmering, petal-like bodies and minds that pulsed with the rhythm of the cosmos. Among them was Arara, a young Lunari with a thirst for knowledge that stretched beyond the bioluminescent fields. Unlike her kin, content with the gentle hum of the nebula, Arara yearned to explore the vast expanse beyond their moon. The elders scoffed at her dreams, warning of the dangers lurking in the darkness between the stars. But Arara felt a pull, a cosmic tug towards the unknown. One night, a colossal meteor, ablaze with an unnatural green fire, pierced Luna's atmosphere. It crashed into the heart of the bioluminescent valley, disrupting the Lunari's peaceful existence. Fear pulsed through the community, their bioluminescence flickering erratically. But Arara saw an opportunity. This meteor, this anomaly, might be the key to unlocking the secrets of the cosmos. Ignoring the warnings of the elders, Arara ventured to the crash site. The ground thrummed with an alien energy, and the meteor itself pulsed with an eerie green light. As Arara neared, a tendril of green energy erupted from the rock, wrapping around her petal-like body. Panic surged through her, but then, a sense of calm washed over her. Images flooded her mind, a dying civilization, a desperate plea for help, and a beacon, a way to traverse the vastness of space. The energy subsided, leaving Arara unharmed but forever changed. Now, within her pulsed not just the rhythm of Luna, but the faint echo of the dying civilization. Driven by newfound purpose, Arara returned to the elders, sharing her vision. With a heavy heart, they recognized the message, a call for aid from a distant world. Arara, with the combined knowledge of the Lunari and the technology embedded within her by the meteor, spearheaded the creation of a bioluminescent pod. Powered by the very essence of Luna, the pod could navigate the darkness between the stars. It was a risky venture, a one-way journey, but the Lunari knew they couldn't ignore the plea. With tearful goodbyes, Arara entered the pod. As it launched, a wave of bioluminescent light bathed Luna, a farewell from a people united in their pursuit of helping others. The journey was long and arduous, filled with the dangers of the unknown. But Alara persevered, fueled by the echoes of a dying world and the unwavering spirit of her people. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Alara emerged from the darkness. Before her lay a ravaged planet, its atmosphere choked with pollutants. Yet, amidst the devastation, flickered signs of life. Alara had arrived. Using the knowledge gleaned from the meteor, she shared the Lunari's technology, the ability to harness bioluminescent energy to heal the planet. As the planet slowly began to heal, Alara became a bridge between two worlds. The Lunari, once a solitary race, became beacons of hope, sharing their knowledge and guiding a civilization on the brink. Alara, the young Lunari who dared to dream beyond her moon, became a legend, a testament to the power of curiosity and the unwavering spirit of a living moon.